Summon Sign is brought to you by you. If you want to learn how to support our show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 114 of Summon Sign, Last Stand Media's weekly in-depth game discussion podcast. I'm your host as always, Brad Ellison. Joining me, I have two wonderful gentlemen today. First, we're going to start with Mr. Jimmy Champagne. Jimmy, hello, how are you?
Pretty good. I had to get my my crown fell off at Christmas.
Oh man.
Of my molar, and I called the dentist and I was like, "Hey, can I get this done?" And they were like, "Yeah, not until March." And I was like, "Okay." So I had to temporary cement it on, and I was like, "I hope they don't have to numb me because it was at 2 and this podcast is at 4."
Yeah.
But they just popped it back on.
Oh.
I was like, "All right." I was like, in and out, and they only charged me $50. I was like, pretty good, way better than I thought.
Yeah, it could be way worse. I like your Coors bar stool right there.
Oh yeah, I have to repair it. My buddy sat on it, but it's like totally
damn.
detached. So yeah, I'm working on it. I got it for free at a garage sale.
All right. Also joining us, Mr. Dustin Furman. Dusty, what up?
Hello, it's good to be back here on Summon Sign. My Summon Sign appearances have been limited because of Sacred Streaming, but I'm putting in double duty today.
That's right.
For you.
You're
Brad,
doing 2 of these today?
No, I did Sacred Streaming.
Oh yeah, because it's Monday.
Right before this.
Yes. Yeah.
So we scheduled it that I had like half hour. So I went to the bathroom. I ate some leftover peanut butter pie that Holly made.
Oh, nice.
And then I sat on the couch for a few minutes, and now I'm here.
Okay.
Feels good. Happy to be here with you, Brad. I'm happy to be here with Jimmy. Jimmy and I talk so much, but it's very rarely. We almost never see each other unless we're doing a podcast. So,
we saw each other in October when we went to
at Cedar Point.
Yeah.
Dude, it was so funny. Like, well, I guess it's the exact same with Jimmy as it is with you, Brad, that when I'm hanging out with you guys, I feel like you're like guiding around like your little nephew, because you guys are just both very tall.
Yeah.
So
a lot of my friends are short, so that so you're like right in line. Yeah, George is tall. Cortland is your height. Ryan is your height. So yeah, I'm used to it.
It is what it is.
Same. My brother is short, so feels like home to me. Feels natural.
Yeah. It's funny. A lot of people bring up my height anytime there's like photos of us or together. Yeah. I really don't. I mean, I guess I'm the one who brought it up right now. So maybe it's, I'm being hypocritical, but I really don't think about it that much.
Yeah. I get it, dude. Every time me and my brother are together, people are like, "Oh, you're the younger one, but the taller one?" We're like, "Yeah." And you hear that for your entire life pretty much, and you're like, all right, we got it.
All right, I'm over it.
Yeah, we got it. We get it. Just the way it is. All right, well, I'm happy to see both of you here. Thanks for making time. Appreciate it, gentlemen. Mm-hmm. Before we get in the show, everybody, please check us out on patreon.com/laststandmedia. If you'd like to support us, you can get early ad-free access to all of our shows, including Sacred Symbols, which Dustin is on every single week. If you want to hear them talk about PlayStation, been pretty interesting over there recently with all the news. Very interesting stuff going on there, so check that out. Also, if you want to check out Jimmy, he's got a couple YouTube channels. What do we got? PS Ready and Deck Ready?
PS Ready and Deck Ready, yeah.
That's right.
I have a movie channel, but the horror movies lately have been...
Not good?
Not great.
Damn.
Not great. So I ran out of content. But yeah, Deck Ready, I'm like firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, that's right.
Now. Even though they delayed the Steam Machine.
Yeah. Did they officially delay it? Did they say that?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see that. Interesting.
Well, they said early 2026, and they were like, we still want it out before June. So it's like, whatever you consider early. If you're like, March is early, it's delayed. If the first half of the year is early, it's in the window.
Is there any rumors about price for that yet?
Yeah, so I guess there was that leak that was fake where it equaled out to like $1,000, and then it came out that it was like a European resale site that marks things up by like an insane degree. But if you did the math based on what they're charging for other stuff, it's like $700 for the 2 terabyte and $650 for the 512.
Okay.
Which is pretty much where everyone was coming down. They were like, it would be awesome if it was 500 for the 512.
Yeah.
But then, the RAM crisis happened, blah, blah, blah. So like $700 seems right where I'm willing to
realistic.
pay.
Yeah.
I'm in up to 1,000.
Yeah. Do you think the Xbox will be much more expensive than that?
Yeah, because it's supposed to be a lot more powerful.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like a full-on like PC, because they want to emulate series games. So like you need a little bit of overhead. You need it to be more powerful than an Xbox Series X by a wide margin.
Yeah.
To cover the emulation layer.
So Jimmy, this is actually a great time. I wanted to ask you, what has been going on with the Steam Deck shortages? I saw that you posted that it's now back in stock, but there was like a few weeks, right, where it was like totally unavailable.
So this happened in like November or October too. Basically, so they don't have to raise the price of the Steam Deck. When they run out, they just wait until they can get the part that they need for it, at the price they want to pay. So they don't have to raise the price. So it just goes out of stock for a couple weeks and then comes back in stock and then blah, blah, blah. People are like freaking out about it. And it's like, it's 4 years old. Like, I feel like if you wanted one, you would have bought one by now. But a lot of people were in my comments like, I saved up all my money. I sold my Counter-Strike skins and I was just about to buy it. It's like, all right. And that sucks. But the Steam Deck LCD is done. They're done with that.
Yeah.
So is it just OLED then?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like 550, 650.
Okay. Yeah, that's not bad, I guess, for what it is.
If they keep optimizing games for the Switch 2, that's golden. Because Chronos The New Dawn got a Steam Deck specific update based on the Switch 2 port. Runs great.
Oh.
Resident Evil Requiem, same deal.
Cool.
So and the Switch 2 seems to be doing great. So that's great. I like that.
Yeah. If it's help support Steam Deck, it's good stuff. If you want some merch, go to laststandmedia.store. Dustin, we have a new piece of merchandise, don't we?
We do. The Allegheny Hogs baseball logo, which that's some deep sacred lore, but I'm sure a lot of you already know about it. We have a pre-order for a shirt that is going on for 3 weeks. And the good news is I can already confirm, we set it live today on Monday at noon. We have already sold as many as we need to make the order happen.
Excellent.
So there's no worry. Like it's 100% if you pre-order, the shirt will happen. So you can pre-order it today and you won't have to pay until we actually get the shirts in. But if you want that, go to LSN or blaststandmedia.store and get your Allegheny Hog shirt.
That's right. Also, I believe Micah was getting tallies or like opinions on if there would be a Defining Duke beanie, I believe. So if you want one of those, comment on Defining Duke this week. Let them know that you're interested in a beanie.
I saw that play out on Twitter.
Yeah.
Someone asked about it and she was like, let me take a look.
Yeah. So there you go.
I need to look and see what our minimum beanie orders are. I think that it's around 100. So if we can maybe pre-order that.
Gotta have 100.
But yeah.
Okay.
Most people love beanies.
Yeah.
I feel like a beanie is easier to sell than a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Maybe.
The beanies we have are really nice too. Like the logos are embroidered on it. They look really nice. I mean, I wear it and use it.
There you go.
Keeps my head warm.
Keeps that little dome warm.
That little round head warm.
Lemstees wrote and said, Summoners, how goes it? I just finished listening to Sacred Plus and loved the episode with all of you guys. Brad, you mentioned you like black coffee, and I have a suggestion for you. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Polynesian culture, but I'm half Samoan, and there is a drink called Coco Samoa. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I've heard it's very similar to black coffee, and it's so damn good to me. With you being in Southern California, I think it would be easy to get your hands on with some big Polynesian presence down there. Maybe give it a try one of these days and report back. Stay safe out there, y'all, and have a beautiful week. P.S. RE9 is, as the kids say, straight gas. Damn. Dustin, big coffee guy. Have you heard of this?
I've never heard of it. I was Googling it when you were reading this. This website said is basically chocolate in its purest form.
It's really bitter.
I would
you had it, Jimmy?
No, like when you make a drink with like straight up cocoa.
Oh,
it's super bitter.
Okay.
It has when you breathe out, you taste a little bit of chocolate, but when you're like drinking it, it's like coffee.
Yeah. Yeah,
I would try this.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I would try it, but I mean, coffee's like number one beverage to me. Like, there's no better liquid than coffee, in my opinion. So I just like it would be an interesting curiosity. But Brett, I'm very happy to hear about you getting more into coffee.
Yeah, it's kind of nice to be back. I don't have like multiple cups a day though. I'm not at that level. I usually just have one, and I'm good for now. Which is, I don't want to have like 5 a day. I don't want to get that crazy right now because it can happen easily. That's good, dude. That's good for you because you're a big coffee enthusiast. But it's dangerous, man. It's real easy to drink a lot of coffee. Real easy.
Oh yeah, dude. I have to tell you guys something funny. I mentioned this on the stream, so some of you may have heard this already. A listener reached out to me and was like, "Hey, we have this great Kenyan coffee. I'd love to send it to you. Can I have your PO box?" I was like, "That sounds amazing. I love that." I've had other listeners reach out with great coffees and send them to me, so I really appreciate it. I get the coffee, and inside there's like the receipt, and it says, "Order for Dustin, thanks." And there's like a little Polaroid picture, like the new smaller Polaroids, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Of a guy holding the coffee. So I messaged the guy. I was like, "Hey, thanks so much for the coffee. It's great. I put the photo of you on our fridge just because we thought it was funny." And he's like, "Oh, no problem, dude. That's 100% not me." I was like, "What?" And then I looked, and in the original message, he had said that it was a shop close to him, but I forgot.
Oh, you thought it was his shop.
I forgot. And then when I opened it and I saw there was a photo, I was like, "Oh, this is highly personal. Like a photo. That's nice of him." So I just assumed it was him. And then he's followed up. He's like, "Yeah, I've ordered from them dozens of times and I've never gotten a photo."
Sorry about that. We had a quick technical snafu. Dustin, as you were saying, do you remember?
Yeah, so I got this photo in it, and it wasn't the guy. And I was like, did someone that worked at this coffee shop recognize my name and included the photo? So they didn't write any other message. So a little bit of a mystery. But regardless, whoever this man is, he's staying on the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like, he lives there now. Like, he's just staying on the fridge. So I don't know. It's very weird.
Yeah. You're on my fridge as well, Dustin. You're there year round. I keep that Christmas card until you send a new one.
Good. I like that. Oh, yeah. You know what? I saw it when I was at your house.
Yeah. You're still there.
That card's on my fridge too.
Nice.
Yeah. You're chilling there. So is that Shanks magnet you gave me still in there as well?
I honestly don't even remember that.
I think it was like your first trip to Japan when you got me Final Fantasy VII, the Japanese one.
Oh, it's the wanted poster?
It's the wanted poster.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, I do remember that.
It's real good.
It's real good.
Neo JD wrote and said, "This one is mainly for Brad, but with all of you can chime in. Who do you like out of the new Pokemon Winds and Waves starters? The internet seems to have declared Ponbon the favorite, but personally, I'm leaning towards Gekwe. Gekwe, I guess that's how you say it. Something mischievous about that gecko going on. What say you?" All right, so Pokemon Wind and Waves was revealed last week, which was Pokemon Day. Switch 2 only, thank God. No more stinky Switch 1. Switch 2 is already a little stinky, so do what we can. But I linked to the starters there for you guys to look at if you want to see them. Which one are you feeling?
Ponbon, for sure.
The doggy? You feeling the dog?
It looks like my dog.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that makes sense. Dustin?
Yeah. Here's the thing is that everyone's going to love the dog.
Yeah,
and for good reason. The dog of these three is the best.
It's a dog.
Yeah. I mean, he's just so cute. So, and it's, if I end up playing this game, that's absolutely the one I'm going to pick. But shout out to the gecko as well. Mm-hmm. A lot of people shitting on the gecko.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of cool.
He's catching heat.
So, based off the visuals of these ones, just the starters, I think I'd pick the chicken bird because he's a goofy little chicken. However, I got to see those evolutions. And Dustin, already, if I get the gecko, naming that puppy Moria right away.
Moria?
Gecko Moria, dude.
Gecko Moria.
Gotta
right,
do it.
Right.
Gotta
Nice.
do it.
That's very nice.
So we'll see. Very exciting. Not till next year, which is kind of surprising for Pokemon, delaying it.
Listen,
or not delaying
Brad,
it, but just out later than I thought.
I'm not on punching anymore to give this take.
Okay.
Pokemon fans, the cycle just this happens every time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Which I know many of Pokemon fans are going to play this game, whether it's a 5 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10, and they're going to love it. And that's fine. God bless you. Respect. For me, I will not be tricked by a promising trailer. No hype for this game.
Don't be tricked.
Zero hype from me.
Oh, zero hype. Okay.
I will keep my eye on it. I'm not saying it will be bad. And the trailer did look good. But I've been here before.
Yeah, we've been burned.
For decades.
Yes.
I've been here. I will not be tricked.
I hope it's amazing. Where did punching up come down on the Fire Red and Leaf Green drama?
The price? It's a little more than I think it should be, but I don't care. I bought them anyways.
Yeah.
$20, dude.
It's like, yeah, whatever. I'm not buying both. I'll buy red.
Yeah.
It's like $20.
$20 for a good game.
But you can get it for free and play it on your iPhone. It's a free ROM.
Yeah.
It's a free ROM.
I can get any game for free.
I saw people were mad that it's not in the subscription service, and it's like,
no, this is what I wanted. I wanted to be able to buy
the choice between just buying the 5 games I want to play versus like having 100 that I don't give a shit about. I'd rather just buy, like, that's the same way I am on PlayStation. I buy the classics I want.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah.
Yeah, I was very happy you could just buy it straight up.
I think those GBA games look kind of funky, like blown up on giant Switch screen.
I don't think Pokemon looks that bad, actually. I played some of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I just like them on a little teeny screen.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I mean, it's designed for that, so it makes total sense, but it's a nice option.
Playing on a TV would be so weird. That just like...
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like full screen red or red and green.
Yeah, because better. They kept the aspect ratio.
Yeah. Which
I think is better, because like on my Steam Deck you can stretch it and it looks so bad if you stretch it.
I agree.
I like it with and if you have an OLED screen, it's fine because it's black around.
Yeah. So I'm very happy, dude. I've been waiting to be able to buy a Pokemon game, a classic one, for a long time, especially since last time we could was 3DS and that store is gone. So this is the first time we have in a while. So I hope they keep doing this, because I'll buy them. Because Pokemon games are expensive.
What do you guys think about Pokopia or Pokemon?
I'm in 100%.
I want it.
Highest rated Pokemon game.
It looks really good.
Yeah,
I was watching videos earlier and I was like, "Oh,
it looks awesome."
I like this freak that you play as.
Yeah, the Ditto Kid. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's cool, and I like that you get the Pokemon's abilities, like the water gun and stuff.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Like, I like Dragon Quest Builders, and I think it's like partially made by those people or something.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I saw the reviews. I was like, I'm in.
I'm in too, dude.
Yeah, everyone's sick. I'm in. Mike is in. A lot of people are gonna be playing it, dude. Looks good. This Friday, I think it comes out. Was it the 5th or Thursday? Coming up, dude. Be a good time, hopefully. All right, boys. The game wave has begun.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about the next big thing. Resident Evil Requiem. Wrong notes there for future Dustin. There we go.
There you go.
Editing Dustin's got it now. I guess let's just do some top level thoughts from you guys. I haven't finished the game yet. I've been taking my sweet ass time playing this game, savoring every moment of it. Jimmy, let's start with you, man. You're a big Resident Evil guy as well. How are you feeling about the game?
Love it. It's so good.
Yeah.
Like, I had high expectations just based on what we saw leading up to it. And like the fact that they hit the release date, they didn't have to delay it, runs amazing. It's like a mix of 2 remakes, 7 and 4. It's like all my favorite stuff in Resident Evil all together. Leon's my all-time favorite game character. I really like Grace too. I think she's awesome. My one gripe in the Rhodes Hill area is I just wish you had one more gun, like shotgun, just something other than the pistol. I found Grace's like FBI gun, and that helps, but that's just another pistol. And like, you have the Requiem, but you don't actually get the ability to craft the ammo until a little bit in. So like, if you could just find the pump action shotgun that Leon has, that would be perfect. But that's my only real no. And I know you can use the special store to buy.
Oh, sorry, my headphones came out. I know you're still talking, Jimmy.
I know you can use the special store to buy guns to take through a second playthrough. So who knows? But yeah, I really like it.
Yeah, I am not done with it yet, but I think my PSN, like PlayStation, says that I'm like 70% done.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, so far, I think it's awesome. And Jimmy, it's totally what you said. It's like the mix of 4 and 7. And I'm really curious. I'm trying to remember, at some point I had heard that this game was having development issues.
Yeah.
And I guess we should say there will be no story spoilers for Summon Sign, of course. But we have to talk a little bit about the structure.
Yeah, like I was like, can we talk about the second half? Like, it's in the trailer.
Yeah, well, dude, this is what we were talking about streaming it today. I was like, the place that you go later in the game. Right. And I was like, it's literally the cover of the game.
Yeah. And the place that you go in that place is in the trailer too. So yeah. There's nothing really hidden. And they've shown it in every trailer.
Yeah. My theory, if this game did have development issues, I heard a long time ago, is that the game, I wonder if the beginning part was actually not what they originally developed. And if the game was meant to be a Raccoon City game.
Yeah, that's what we heard, right? Like, the rumor was it was this open world Raccoon City and you had a vehicle, like the dirt bike.
Yeah.
And you could like go from place to place. But it wasn't Raccoon City. It was like some island in Asia. And then also a lot of the stuff in this one apparently came from Revelations 3.
Oh.
Which if you like look at what's going on in the story, which is like filling a lot of holes in, it makes sense for that franchise. So I don't know, because Revelations was supposed to be the like for the horror fans, and then they were like, okay, we're just gonna merge it all together after 7 did well enough. That's like heavily truncated about what happened, but yeah, I heard Revelations 3, and then there was like a open world Southeast Asian island like Code Veronica, where you played as Jill, was initially who it was, and it was like. Then there was rumors of an American Southwest version with like cowboy themes, which makes sense for after Village, because there's a lot of cowboy stuff in Village for no reason. So it seems like they started and stopped and started and stopped and then like pieced a bunch of stuff together.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't hear the whole time or for a little bit, but Dustin, did you give your just general thoughts about it?
He said he hated it. It's
ass.
That's what I thought. Yep.
No, I really like it a lot. It's hard because I haven't finished it yet. I think that the most interesting thing about this game is the 2 formats that it's in. Clearly, and obviously, as they advertised heavily, you can choose if you want to play in first person or third person, but the developer's intent is that you play Grace as first person and you play Leon as third person. And so it's this really interesting idea where it's like they've been with 7 and 8, they've been doing this first person thing and people have absolutely loved it. And in the meantime, they've been remaking 2, 3, 4, particularly 4 most recently, which are 4 in particular, very, very action oriented. And of course they lost their way with that, with 5 and 6.
Dude, people love 5. People love,
Five's a good game.
Love 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it significantly less than 4, but
oh yeah, I mean I like 4 more, but 5's good. 6 is where it gets real bananas for me. That's off the deep end.
So this idea of them like, okay, well, why not both? And I think that on paper, this idea, it's like, okay, we're gonna do a first person, like what we've been doing, first person survival horror, and we're gonna do action, and we're just going to have it be 2 different characters. Sounds almost crazy. To be like, oh yeah, it's not 2 different games, but in a lot of ways it feels like 2 very different games within it. But I don't know, the way they do it, it doesn't feel like too jarring or anything like that. So far for me, it's very clear that the first half is more focused on Grace.
Yep.
I don't know about the second half. I'm playing a very long Leon part right now, so I assume that's the case. But it's very interesting that they were able to take this idea and actually pull it off.
Yeah.
And not have it be so like choppy like 7 is. Because like 7's like my second favorite one, but 75% of 7 is awesome. And then when you switch to Mia and you're on the boat, like the graphics don't look finished in a lot of stuff. Like the environments aren't decorated right. It's horribly balanced. It just feels off.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just like you go back to playing as Ethan after that. And it just flings you through the end of the game with like a hallway. It's like a hallway through a cave. You do a couple little puzzles and then it's the end.
Yeah.
This one is like half a game, half a game. And I like that. Because if you made me play that much as Grace and then 45 seconds as Leon, I would have a totally different opinion of this game. But it feels like Leon stuff is really well thought out based on what I played.
Yeah. I'll just say quickly before we get into more detail kind of stuff. I think the game is great so far. I haven't finished it. I agree with you guys. They've done a good job of balancing the Grace and Leon sections. They somehow work the pacing between them. You get just enough, at least in the first half of the game, you get just enough of Leon where I savor it. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Because you're like a Gundam just walking around killing everybody. No big deal. You can take out everyone, as Leon should. You know, he's a complete vet at this point. He's been through a lot. But I really like the Grace sections too. The I forgot the location's called, but like where like most of that takes place in the earlier game, that classic survival horror area. I really dug that. Yeah, it's been a really cool area. I think it's really well designed, really rewarding. I know, Dustin, you're playing on the normal difficulty, I guess it's called, or standard. I'm not sure what it's called here. What are you playing on, Jimmy?
Standard classic.
Is that the one where you need the ink ribbons? Yeah, that's what I've been doing too. And it's really amplified the tension.
Oh, sorry. Did you have the same experience where like it was really tough from like the first hour and then it was totally fine?
I don't know. I don't feel like it was like any more tough than I remember other ones being.
I got knocked back pretty far a couple times.
Oh, when he like died?
Yeah.
I didn't lose a ton of progress, actually. I think I lost maybe 10 minutes one time. That was about it.
Okay.
I don't know. I've just played a lot of these games, so I'm like,
yeah.
I know you have too, of course. So is Dustin, but like I kind of know what to expect in a lot of things, and like I'm just much more better at managing now.
What like can one hit kill you, and what can hit you 3 or 4 times? Then I was like, all right, this I avoid, this I shoot 4 times, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the classic thing. It reminds me of Madhouse mode in 7.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm happy that's still in the game at least. Let me read some of these write-ins and we'll get more details on all that kind of stuff. Dante B wrote in and said, hey, SS crew, shout out to my girlfriend Tyler, who intentionally, deliberately, and maliciously ruptured her own appendix on Resident Evil 9 launch day.
No.
I love her very much, and I'm not bitter at all, so I'll be living vicariously through y'all this week. Thanks so much. Damn, dude.
He sounds bitter.
Yeah.
So, like, we got to point that out.
I was a little bitter.
I'd be bitter.
Why'd you get hurt?
Yeah.
This day.
He needs it. I mean, it's tough. Like if you weren't prepared, like you could be like Jimmy. If you had a Steam Deck, you could be bedside
or Switch 2, because that port is really good.
Yeah,
that DLSS is upscaling from 360p immaculately.
That's crazy. All right, we're back. Another quick technical snafu.
Yeah, if you heard Jimmy's voice getting garbled, we fixed it.
Yeah,
I threw my phone across the room. We think the like incoming data was staticking up my mic.
Yeah. All right. Monkey D. Luffy wrote in. Hello, Summoners. My biggest franchise in gaming I've never played or touched is Resident Evil. Would you recommend RE9 for someone who never played a Resident Evil game? If not, what Resident Evil games are a must-play? Thank you, boys. I would not. No. Just because there's a lot of story payoff if you've played other games. It won't matter as much. I would say, like, a lot of people seem to have started with 2 Remake, and I think that's a pretty good spot to start as well. What do you think, Jimmy?
If you have a Switch 2, I would buy that Generations pack. Play 7, 8, Oh, but then you can't play 2 or 4. You need like 2, 4, 7, 8.
I think Remake is
sure.
on... I think RE2 Remake is on Switch, maybe. Let me see.
You need 2 and 4 for sure. And I'm surprised how much of 7 and Village is coming into 9. But like those all the ones since 7 onward are like, I would say, essential.
Yeah.
And then if you really like Leon, you can play 6. Right. Just his campaign and get the story filled in.
I think you should at least play 2 Remake and 4 before you play this game. At least.
Those are the must.
Yeah. Definitely must.
You get like most of Leon's backstory. And then if you could watch those CGI movies, those fill it in a little bit. Like Vendetta.
I've never seen those. Are they worth it? I know they're not great, but are they worth it as a fan knowing what it is?
If you watch the cutscenes in the games, like you like them and they like the way they're animated and stuff, they're totally worth watching.
Okay.
And the Netflix show one which is just a movie chopped up. That one was pretty good because it's Leon and Claire getting back together.
Interesting.
Yeah. And she's like a UFO investigator or something. Like it's really weird. But like they use the models in the last 2, that show and then Death Island. They use the models from the remakes.
Interesting.
So it feels like it fits in better.
Yeah.
Because the girls like Claire and Jill have forever hot virus.
Yeah.
So like even though Leon and Chris are older, Rebecca, Jill, and Claire are just their game models.
Yeah, that is weird. Hold on.
Chris looks different in everything.
Yes, he does.
It's crazy. He's a different model in everything.
Yeah, they cannot lock his design.
I like the Village Chris. I think Village, they like.
Yeah, I think he looks good in Village.
That was like A+. The Hound Wolf Squad version.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Much better than 7, that's for sure. But yeah, start with 2 Remake, I guess, just because it is like more modern playing it wise. Like RE1 Remake's my favorite, the original one, but it's the isometric camera, and I love that, but a lot of people don't like that. So if you want more modern feeling RE2 or Resident Evil, just start with 2 and go from there. Leon Sex Kennedy wrote in and said, "Sup, my fellow Leon Sex Kennedy lovers. Time once again that finally a new Resident Evil has released. What's everyone's thoughts on it? And I'm already getting ready for my speedrun playthrough now. I generally couldn't be happier with this game. I mean, Grace's sections take me back to RE's roots of survival horror, while Leon's taking me back to 4 and 5. What say you 3 boys of the summon?" Yeah, we all kind of agree so far.
That's like how they made the game.
I'm really curious how the game's going to wrap up. That's going to matter to me a lot, how they handle everything. Narratively, I've been enjoying the game. As a longtime fan of the series, been a lot of cool stuff for me in here. But gotta see how it all ends.
Yeah. Did you see there's like a 60-page document that's like Grace's report?
No.
That goes through like from Resident Evil 1 up to 9, like the plot. And
no, I didn't see that. Is it in the game?
I think it's like towards the end of the game, or you get it after, and it's like 60 of the in-game document reading pages. I want to get that.
Interesting.
Because I heard they did a good job, like actually weaving it and making it make sense.
Interesting. Yeah. What do you guys think of like the progression system, I guess, in the game? Because Leon has the more traditional later on, get some money, upgrade some weapons. Grace, though, with the needles, kind of like Ethan did in 7 and stuff like that, which I really like. Getting those coins. Going to the parlor, turning them in. Love that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bought everything in the parlor.
Yeah.
When I was there. So I think it's nice. I like with Leon upgrading the weapons. And like one of the things I did is I have the 2 different sniper rifles, and the one that's like not quite the one that shoots faster, but isn't quite as powerful. I took the scope off of it and I put there's like a charm that makes it even more powerful when the scope's off. And dude, it rips now. So I always keep my regular sniper rifle for long range. And that's fine that it doesn't, it's not semi-auto. But the other one, I keep the scope off and I'm able to just like run around with it. And it's been really, really good.
I think with the upgrades for Leon, it's like too generous. I feel like I have way too many. Like I'm almost done upgrading everything, like every gun.
Yeah, you get it after like you can upgrade if you have all the new weapons and you do that first area, it kind of pushes you towards the apartment building. You can upgrade fully all 3 of the new guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was weird that you start his section with the guns that you had in the first half and you can upgrade them, but it's like, why would you even keep them? I wish you didn't have to sell the guns too. I wish it had an item box so you could kind of like,
he does not
take them out of their inventory. But I'm doing what Dustin's doing with like the 2 snipers.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I like that you could take the scopes off. I was like, yes.
Yeah, that is cool.
That scope is super zoomed. And I like that they fixed the problem that 4 Remake had where when you ADS with a scope, it double renders the game. So it cuts your frame rate in half. Now it's visually less clear. Like it's a little softer, but it's like zooming in the actual first render, which I'd prefer because if you were playing on like a Steam Deck or like when 4 Remake comes to Switch 2, if they don't fix that, it's going to be a problem for sure. That double rendering was like a huge issue. And when you use the thermal scope, you were going into like the teens of frame rates.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah. In terms of upgrades, Brad, you're saying that it feels like it's too generous. I think that could be, we were talking about this being like a game of 2 games within it. And maybe that is kind of one of the negative parts is that the progression has to be shrunk down for each character because you have to split the time between the 2. So like 2 of them together, it's very clearly one full complete game in terms of length, but the progression in it for each character is like half of a game as opposed to like Resident Evil 4 Remake or something like that, where you're very slowly upgrading Leon throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
Grace felt like on par with 7, I would say, like using the coins and everything. And I like that you can kill everything as Grace, but it kind of screws up the pacing a bit because I killed all the zombies as Grace. And then the first time you switch back to Leon and you fight the second chunk in the attic, there was no one. I just ran through this empty building and got all the wardrobes. And it was like kind of awkward.
I love that they did that. And right into like the old A and B campaigns where stuff you would do in one affects the other.
2 Remake doesn't do that.
No, that's like my biggest problem with 2 Remake is like stuff like that.
It's like half-assed.
But
it was cool.
Yeah.
Getting the coin. You get way more coins than you need if you kill the cook
you do.
in the chunk.
I like the blister heads also, which are like this game's version of Crimson Heads, which is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a modified version of the T-Virus, which was from the original game. And they are super cool, man. They remind me of Crimson Heads a lot. They are super fast and stuff like that. But the fact that
when they like lurch forward really fast, and it does that like it cuts out every other frame, so they look all jerky. It's so cool.
Yeah. Like have to get rid of their head. And I love the stealth item you can make with Grace to like one shot some guys that you pretty much have to use on them. I love that kind of shit. And it makes total sense. She's not a super warrior like Leon, who of course, has his new axe and all that kind of stuff, just shreds the guys. In fact, you can sharpen the axe too. I was like, damn, this is OP, man. Not like 4 Remake where you'd have to repair it. Love the parry though. There's like some cool like quick finishers you could do as well with the gun if you like time stuff right.
Yeah, I figured that out.
Yeah, I've done it a couple times by accident, but I was like, damn.
Apparently you have a way bigger window in first person as Leon.
In first person? Yeah. Is everybody playing Grace in first person?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I was curious if anyone's playing in third person. I'll do that for the second run through. But
yeah, because she has all these animations like tripping and stuff that you don't see in first person.
But it's like some of those shots in first person have been really great. Like when that huge lady that you meet really early on in the game like picks up that body right next to you and like bites off its head.
They did that in 7 too, and you're looking down the like that hole in the Marguerite's part of the house.
Yes.
And her arm stretches out and grabs whatever you're looking for and pulls it into that little hole.
That was good stuff, dude. What do you guys think about the parts? Like a lot of Grace is kind of just hiding from like this nemesis kind of character. They've been doing this a lot in the newer Resident Evil games. I think it works well for the most part because it's not constant throughout the whole game. But have you been enjoying those parts of the game where you like gotta hide and stuff like that?
I liked it in the basement a lot because you can kind of game it. Yeah, because you can game it.
Yeah,
like what's funny is that's the part where it wasn't working for me.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I was like abusing the shit out of her. I was like creating light tunnels.
Yeah, the light. Yeah.
I think the thing for me with like the basement was it almost like it lost something because they were doing it so much where it's like, oh, you're going from point A to B. Uh-oh, she's here. And it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to turn around, run, hide.
Yeah,
and like you were doing like abusing it, but it lost it became more gameplay than like just a gaminess to it than like the first part. I guess that's the intro part. It was much more freaky, I guess. But I guess that's also in the beginning of the game when you're learning the mechanics and stuff.
Yeah, I like that Resident Evil it's this guy who directs these games is like really inspired by Evil Dead, and I like that turn where it's like, okay, you've got a little bit more power, you're a little more used to it. You've got the Molotovs, you've got the two at least light turn on thingies, plugs. It's like, okay, I'm not like fully more powerful than this thing, but I can kind of get around it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like in the beginning, the first time you see her, where if you run back to that room, she breaks the lights.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's so funny.
I love the zombies like having more kind of human characteristics sometimes of how their behavior. Like the guys at the vending machines or like the lights and all that kind of stuff. They've made like a point of that people kind of still retain some of their humanity. Like I killed someone and they said sorry or something like that.
Yeah,
so they're trying to kill me.
I saw that. That was cool.
Isn't there a guy that's like, you're fired?
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's like a boss. There's like a memo and stuff in the boss's office. And I think he says you're fired or something like that.
That's really funny.
Dude, in the singing zombies,
Mm-hmm.
so freaky and so satisfying when you kill them because you're like, bitch, shut up.
Yeah.
You finally take them out.
Because they can alert other zombies around them too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really good
that
shit.
was where I got sent back really far.
Oh, that part?
Yeah. Because I was like, I can fight her. And I killed her. And then her like posse got me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I wanted to ask you guys the nerdy question about some of the performance stuff of this game. Because to my understanding, both of you are playing this on PC. And Brad, you told me we had to make another cut tech issue, but you were telling me you are playing this with path tracing on.
Mm-hmm.
How is it?
The game looks incredible, dude. I've been like blown away at some of the effects going on, especially like the gore and everything looks extra crisp this time around. I'm sure you'd agree, Jimmy. Like the blood splatter on the wall. Everything looks so good, man. I've been blown away. I'm not like as big like a techie as you two specifically on that stuff, so I might not notice everything you guys might notice, but goddamn, feels like a showpiece. It's like the first showpiece I've played on my computer in a while, I would say.
Yeah.
Jimmy, you're not playing this on deck. You said, I think I saw you say online you were going to play your second playthrough on deck.
Yeah, I'm playing it on my SteamOS computer, which is 9070 XT, 9800 X3D. And I don't have path tracing on, but I have ray tracing on high. Mm-hmm. And I'm running it maxed out at 4K with no upscaling.
Oh.
So like native FSR4. So like I guess it's like using FSR4 to just anti-alias.
Right.
And that looks phenomenal. I'm totally happy with it. I left the frame rate, like the Steam Deck's frame rate limit, like the graph. Yeah. It shows you the frame time. I left that up for like an hour and I never saw a blip. Like not even like those micro like frame time ones where it gets stretched out. Just a perfect rock solid 60. I'm happy with that. And
yeah.
I haven't seen a stutter. Like when I hate that in games when it moves from gameplay to cutscene and then like the textures load in, and it slows down. It doesn't do that. It's like instant. It looks really good.
Yeah. I've noticed like, I remember some of the other Resident Evil PC ports earlier on, like Village and stuff like that, had some PC issues, I would say, originally.
The fish boss fight in Village tanks your FPS.
Some of the, like, the daughters of Lady D and stuff like that in the game, those fights were kind of scuffed. But this time, I haven't really noticed anything nearly that egregious. I had occasional, like, drops here and there, but nothing... This was, like, when I was above 60, I think, for a lot of stuff.
Are you just playing it unlocked? Like what? Like
it was set to unlocked, and I noticed like something like not as stable, so I swapped it to be locked now.
Cool,
but it wasn't like concerning to me at all or anything like that, or taking me out of it. But as Micah said, we are frame rate racists, so we do notice it a little more.
I don't really play games above 60. I want the overhead to handle. I want the thing to be able to run consistently above 60. So if I lock it, it stays at 60.
Yeah. 60 port is locked for most games. I think 60 is
on
totally
the TV
fine.
too, for sure, because my TV's it has 120, but it's that weird fake 120.
Oh,
that adds latency and shit. So like, I just want 60 because I'm playing it on my big OLED.
Yeah.
I did set it up on Steam Deck, and it wants you to use lowest, but you can set it to low. Everything there's like low and lowest, and if you can inject FSR4, just drag and drop a file, and that's like a 30 FPS the entire game. That's puts it on par with Switch 2, just at half the frame rate.
Yeah, man, I'm curious about the Switch 2 version, but I don't really want to buy it right now.
DLSS is the killer feature for Switch 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm hoping to do a second playthrough on PC because I want to see the path tracing, but I've been playing on PS5 Pro with the new PSSR 2 implementation, and it's very impressive. It's clearly a significant step from the previous PSSR. It's still, I'm going to have to look at the Digital Foundry video. I didn't want to watch it before I played the game. There are still some issues in the way, there's noise in certain areas, particularly in Raccoon City. I have a video clip of it that I'm going to put in a video where it's the screen actively looks like it's moving. It looks blotchy and weird. So PSSR 2 is not as perfect as I think people are talking about it on Twitter. It is an amazing upgrade. It's the amount of work they did for this new upgraded PSSR is really incredible, but it's not exactly perfect yet. But in terms of having it look like it's a native 4K image most of the time, it is shockingly good. So I'm very curious about how that's going to work in other games as well. But so far, PS5 Pro has been very, very good.
Nice.
Yeah, it's got that's coming from the FSR4 side of it, that weird artifacting that's straight from FSR4. And 1080p up to 4K, I think, is balanced or performant, so it's upscaling pretty hard. So that's why I was so excited for PSSR 2, because I was finally we're gonna get something other than FSR, because FSR is so bad. And then they're we're working with AMD to include FSR4 features. It's
all right, anything else you guys want to say about Resident Evil before we move on? Any other thoughts?
We will have a spoiler cast on Last Stand this Saturday.
Yeah,
so look forward to it.
Yes, that's right.
I saw a meme that was, how it does the Alan Wake 2, Grace, Rhodes Hill on the screen. It was Leon, Detroit, and it was that overhead shot. And I was yeah,
that's funny.
I'm from there, and it used to look like that.
Yeah. All right, next game, we're going to stick with survival horror here. Wrong thing again. There we go. Chronos, the new Dawn. Jimmy, you're playing this. I'm going to read these.
I'm done with it.
You're done with it, but you just...
And I'm sorry, Dustin, you got to hear me talk about this game again, because I've been texting Dustin the entire time I've been playing it.
Yeah. Sean Santarud wrote and said, "Hey, Summoners, can't speak on Resident Evil 9 yet, as I've not started it, but I'm currently about 3/4 of the way through Chronos, the new Dawn, and I'm ridiculously impressed by what Bloober has achieved. It's such an atmospheric and beautifully horrifying game with an intriguing and engaging story. It definitely deserves to be spoken about more. Thoughts from those who have played it." Then Future Millionaire wrote and said, "Sup, fellas, question is for Jimmy. I really got back into horror games this year. I won't spoil Chronos, but I, for the life of me, couldn't defeat the last boss in the original difficulty, so I just resorted to YouTubing the endings. Are you currently playing the game in its original difficulty or the easier new difficulty, and are you enjoying it? Thanks."
So the first question, I disagree with the first person on the story. I think the story is so far up its own ass that it's coming out its mouth. It's annoying because it's trying to be Escape Horizon David Lynch or Event Horizon David Lynchian. You can't comprehend it, but every character in the game has full context for what's going on. They just don't explain it to you, which is like my least favorite thing in games. They're like, oh, it's too crazy to understand. But it's like these people from Poland in the 80s figured it out, and your character figured it out, and the guy you're talking to for the entire game figured it out. And you read all the documents, they explain nothing. The characters use their like made up words for things that they don't explain. And it's just like, I don't know. That didn't work for me. But like atmosphere, I totally agree with. And like the survival horror angle, I really liked. And then the last boss thing is funny because you can just like beat the shit out of him. There's a gun that you get and it's optional. It's an optional gun and you kind of have to backtrack to get it. And it's the equivalent of the Magnum in Resident Evil. And you can craft bullets for it. So the first time through, I had about 4 shots and the boss is 4 phases. And this gun is enough to end a phase. So if you can get the boss to stand still and just shoot him with it once, that ends that phase. And then you just do it again and do it again and do it again. So you don't even have to fight the last boss. So like going into him the last time, I brought in 7 of those bullets just in case I missed a couple shots. So like it was breaking cutscenes how fast I killed him. So if you use normal guns, he is a little bit difficult because he can warp to you, which is annoying. But this game is like a roller coaster for me because the first playthrough I would say was great. I had a lot of fun, upgrading the weapons. It did a good job managing my ammo. I think it's a little aggressive with how much it reads how much ammo you have. It does that Resident Evil thing that 7 does where it's like, oh, you have about 50 pistol bullets. We're going to start putting armor on enemies to waste your ammo, and then we'll tune it back down to normal for the next encounter. That was a little annoying. And then to get the third ending, me and Dustin hate this. To get the real ending, you have to play the whole game again. So I know that Silent Hill F deeply truncates how long the second playthrough is. This game doesn't, and it forces you to watch the cutscenes because there's dialogue that's completely inconsequential in the middle of them. And these cutscenes are 10 minutes long. Wow. So like not only can you not skip them, you can't look at your phone while they're playing out because you have to hit the dialogue. So that really bugged me. And they way overtuned the ammo drop system in New Game Plus to the point where it only drops currency. So like you're taking in your upgraded guns and you're continuing to upgrade them, but you barely get to use them because you never have ammo. And there's these hallways where there's these bulbs of poison that when you walk near them, they explode. And your options are run fast past them and let them explode behind you, which is like a 50-50 shot you get hit. Or you walk forward, let them pop, and then back up and then wait for the acid to go away. And by the end of the game, I was so just done waiting around for the cutscenes, waiting around for the dialogue, waiting around for this acid, that I was just running through every hallway because I was fully upgraded. And then I realized that like if you do that, the next room 100% of the time has more enemies just waiting for you than ever. And the like most criminal thing that this game does is there are scripted moments where enemies bust through walls to scare you, which you don't know. There's no sound indication that it's going to happen because it's a jump scare. If you're too close to the door, they hit you and take out half your health. Damn. So if you're not like inching forward throughout this entire game and backing up, you're losing health all the time through scripted moments. And it's really stingy with crafting materials and health things on normal. So it's just like, it's a cool game that feels really good to play, that consistently gets in its own way, and that gets even worse in the second playthrough. So like for Bloober Team, I think it's like a cut above what they've already done. But like compared to like any Resident Evil or even some of these indie survival horror games I'm playing, like Carnival Massacre, there's just a bunch of messy bullshit that like I feel like if they just let someone play it before it came out, they could have ironed out a lot of it. And then I was like, oh, they're working on a patch to like address fan feedback. All they did was just add in a baby mode.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, that's what that commenter was talking about. People were like so excited for that. And I didn't really know why, but now after my second playthrough, I'm like, maybe my second playthrough should have been on baby mode.
Gotcha. Dustin, you played some of this game. What did you think?
Yeah, I can't remember how many hours I played. I maybe got a third of the way through it, and I liked it. It was a little more slow paced than I would have liked. And the story, I'm trying to remember, maybe it was you, Jimmy, that told me, or Colin, that was like, there's a moment, it takes a while for it to really like hook you. So I hadn't reached that point yet.
Do you like understand what's going on in the story? Like, do you get the broader narrative of it with like the time travel and everything?
I think so. I honestly don't even really remember it that much because it was long ago.
I'm not really good at predicting where stories go. I'm like, I get invested and I'm like, maybe this one will be different from the 5 million movies I've seen, and it never is. This one, by the time the reveal came, I was like, yeah, I guessed that 10 hours ago. Like, and they treat it like it's this massive revelation. And it's like, dude, there's only 4 characters in the game that are all kind of doing similar things. There's only one way it could go. Yeah. And like every reveal towards the end hits like that. Where it's like, what?
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it, but
I would like to get back to it. But it's like you said, Jimmy, that I would do one playthrough of this game, but I'm not doing multiple. So whatever true ending, I'm just going to watch it on YouTube.
My second playthrough took longer than my first playthrough, and I explored everything both times. I've never had a New Game Plus like that.
That's crazy.
Where I have all the suit upgrades, and then the suit upgrade currency is how you craft the Magnum ammo. So I had tons of Magnum ammo, so flying through, and then I like got my time at the end when I got my A rating, and it's like 30 minutes longer, and I was like, "What? That's crazy."
Yeah. If anything, a game should make it like a New Game Plus. To me, in my mind, should be. It's not that it should be trivial and easy, but it should feel like, oh, I've earned all the upgrades that I've gotten, and so I have. It's fun for me to be, use those and be a little overpowered.
Yeah,
for certain things.
In this game, I was playing on normal both times. Also, I didn't bump up the difficulty. It's like it scales itself to what you have currently. So like, it doesn't feel any easier to kill enemies with a fully upgraded pistol than like a halfway upgraded one. You use the same amount of ammo. It's just a little bit easier to not miss your shots. But like if you had already played the entire game, you kind of got the feel of every gun figured out. So it's like I wasn't missing that many shots. And the armored enemies are so annoying because they have a weak spot somewhere on their body. Like you can see that armor on their head because it's metal, but they have somewhere on their body is a weak spot. The problem is this game is like half of it's washed in blue light and then you can see their weak spot. The other half of the game is washed in red light and these enemies are red and you're looking for a red weak point. So you're just like trying to figure out what part of their body is damageable. And it's like, I'm wasting all my ammo just shooting. And when the bullets bounce off, you're just like getting frustrated because it's like, I'm landing my shots. I'm just trying to suss out what limb on this thing's body is actually exposed.
Yeah, I've heard like a lot of conflicting opinions about this game. Some people really like it. Some people seem to be kind of down on it. Very interesting. I haven't played it.
I thought it was good. I thought it was great after the first playthrough. I thought it was like 6.5 to 7 type good after second playthrough, completing it.
Okay. Yeah, I need to play it someday because I love survival horror too, but who knows when I'll get to it. Maybe around Halloween.
Yeah, I wish the cutscenes changed more during the second playthrough too.
Well, at least
because it's a time
letting you skip them would be good.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch a 10-minute video again. That's
like your
kind of
character
insane.
Realizes at the end, like, oh, I'm going through this again. And you're like, yeah, why did you realize that now and not immediately?
So all right.
I just had to bitch about that game.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
I spent like 28 hours on it.
Damn. Yeah.
And I bought it. I didn't get a code for it. I bought it for full price.
Yeah.
Day one. And then waited this long to play it. So I'm the fool.
Oh, okay. All right, dudes, let's move on to Sort It Out. On this segment, we just talk about something we're not pleased with in the game industry that needs work. Dustin, I'm curious, do you have anything this week?
Yeah, we already touched on it a little bit earlier, but Sort It Out to, how do I even want to put this? The purchase police, in terms of, we're seeing this recently, as we were talking about earlier, with people in Pokemon Fire Red. People are like, why would you buy that when you could play it on your phone on a touchscreen and the ROM is free? I find this to be the most common with Nintendo fans, or like in that area, Nintendo fans, where it's like either for Pokemon Fire Red, or also in my case, what I've seen is people that hate game key cards and then feel the need to like constantly tell people if they're like, look, I got a game, or a game gets announced and they're like, game key card, no buy. It's like, I respect that because I don't like game key cards either.
Sure.
I think it sucks. I think I don't have a fleshed out take on this, but I think that the price of the chips, because Nintendo doesn't make memory, I do think that Nintendo is kind of in a shitty situation, and games are so big now. I mean, even look at, it's not that it's the same type, but I would assume that memory is just a huge problem for them, and what sizes they can get it in, how much it costs them.
Especially now.
Yeah.
Like, even before the Switch 2 came out, but now, it's like,
so
good luck.
If you don't like I don't like game key cards either, but I was thinking about this because it's like, there are things that I find are really stupid that people spend their money on or whatever. Like
what?
Like, I was telling Holly, there was a woman that posted, I saw this on Instagram, where she's like, I'm embarrassed to say how much my Disney vacation was.
Oh
but
my God,
it was
expensive now.
For me, for us, our family of 4, and we had hired help that we brought with us. We did 5 character dinners, blah, 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 all this stuff. It was $28,000. And I'm like, listen,
crazy.
If you're a multimillionaire and you want to spend $20,000 or $30,000 on a Disney trip, God bless you. I respect it. Do whatever you want with your money.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go on the internet and make that content. Like, but in the same way, I was thinking, like, I think that like Disney adults in general, so the lengths that some of them take it is ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
You don't see me going to their Instagram pages or their tweets and being like, you're a fucking moron for spending that, or going into credit card debt for this. I silently think to myself, that's really dumb. And then I move on, So in the case of game key cards, like, if you want to voice your opinion to Nintendo or the publishers or whatever, do that. Please do that. But the borderline harassment of people that just are buying games and enjoying them and having fun, or buying Pokemon Fire Red or whatever, just let people do what they want to do, without being a total bitch about it. So that's my sorted out. Purchase police.
No, I like that one. That's a good one, dude. Fuck them.
Now you got me fired up about it, dude.
Good.
That's my least favorite kind of person.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like I said, like, I judge the things people buy all the time to myself, or I'll say to Holly, or I'll text one of you guys. But it's like, to tell someone directly, people just, I think that there's some degree on the internet where not all opinions need to be shared.
Yeah. There's also a big group of people who want gaming to be like the dirt cheapest of dirt cheap hobbies. So when they see anyone spending money, when there is an option to play it for free on your phone, they like freak the fuck out. And they're like, if enough people buy Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, that will encourage Nintendo to keep making virtual console style games. And then I won't get Pokemon in for free with my subscription that I think is a better value. It's like they spiral and then they take it out on you. And
start
it's like,
crashing out. Yeah.
Dude, it's not that serious. Like, yeah,
that's a great way to put it.
You get
it's
more
not
value.
That serious.
It's really not. It's just video games. Like, at the end of the day, I'm like, it's a hobby. It's like an entertainment thing. It's not like life or death.
Yeah.
It's not driving the economy really in any way.
I'm going to piggyback off you, Dustin, because I think you're completely right. And I like this because, like, I know a lot of you motherfuckers out there complaining about this are getting DoorDash every day.
This is like one of our Discord
shit. Getting like 2 cups of coffee a day or whatever, dude. Spending $10 on that stuff.
Yeah.
Leave me alone, dude.
Like, Chick-fil-A is like
bitch.
At minimum $17.
Yeah.
And that only gets you 10 seconds of enjoyment.
And it's like, I don't know, man. $20, like, do I wish it was 15 or something, or 10? Sure. But it's like, I'll take what I can get, man. It could be way worse than $20. Way worse. And everyone knows it could easily be 30. Or they could have been like, you have to buy both or something like that for a pack if you want them.
Yeah. I think one of the major problems with a lot of people, and this goes way beyond video games, this just goes in general, that I'm finding in the world, is that there's just people that empathy is not the right word, but they're not able to put themselves in someone else's shoes. It's like, have you ever considered that maybe somebody doesn't want to play it on their phone?
Mm-hmm.
Have you considered that maybe someone wants to play it on their Switch? Have you considered that maybe someone doesn't want to go to Vim's Lair or some other ROM site and download it and figure all that shit out? Have you considered that at all?
That's real empathy. No. That's not like online empathy, which is like totally different.
Yeah.
Right.
Real empathy is like putting seeing through someone else's eyes and like comprehending the way they're living. So like, yeah, if someone is out of a job and can't afford a Switch 2 or a $20 game, I'm like, yeah, I would probably emulate it on my phone. But like,
yeah, absolutely.
Me as an adult with like a job and a house and everything, I'm like, yeah, well, I would love to just download Pokemon Red and upload my guys to Pokemon Home. That sounds pretty good. I don't think about it that much.
No. Yeah, some people are just fucking miserable and insufferable about everything. Stop being a bitch. God.
That's such a good sorted out.
God, yeah. Well done, Dustin.
Thank you.
Anything else we want to sort out? I'm good.
This one's like super niche, but like the ARM chip evangelists, they gotta chill because I don't know if you guys have seen this, but because Valve funded FEX, which is like a new translation layer that lets you run Windows games on ARM chips, which are cell phone chips. Everyone's kind of out here who's a fan of it being like, Steam Deck 2 doesn't come out tomorrow with ARM. Valve's done. Every handheld and computer going forward should be ARM because it can play every Steam game. And it's like, pump the brakes. It cannot. You can technically get pretty much every Steam game up and running, but then you look at the way people are running these things. They're literally like putting a block of ice in a cooler and putting their AYN Odin on it to keep it cool enough to run Elden Ring. And it's like, it's awesome that you can do that. And I see the vision because Steam Frame, the VR headset, uses an ARM chip. So clearly SteamOS is going to work on ARM chips at some point. And that opens up the possibility of like the AYN Thor, which is that OLED dual screen DS that looks awesome. Mm-hmm. That opens up the possibility of that having SteamOS, which is legitimately cool. But I've seen people specifically in my comments and on Twitter trying to convince people to buy one of those two devices over the Steam Deck and just completely making it seem like, yeah, it's plug and play, dude. You can play every Steam game right out of the box. And it's like, you cannot in any stretch of the imagination do that. And you have to like recompile drivers and go through all this effort to get there. And it's like, I know you motherfuckers are the kind of people who buy this shit, get it all set up, and then never play a game on it.
Dude, take a picture of the title screen, post that to Twitter.
Because like I've done that. I've totally done that with like my ROG Ally, my ROG Xbox Ally. I got that shit all set up for Windows 11, right? With Xbox full screen experience. I downloaded some Windows Store games. I was like, this is totally going to be my Forza Horizon 4 machine because I use the Windows version. That thing has been collecting dust right behind me for like literally since the week it came out.
Damn.
I just like, I know, because I used to do that with emulation devices all the time. And then, you know what the funny thing is, going back to what Dustin is saying, I get all these emulation devices set up. Like I've got every Pokemon game you can think of and even some newer Nintendo Mario games on my Steam Deck. I don't touch that shit. If I want to play those things, I boot up the Switch too. Like setting them up is the meta game for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah. Fair. All right. Matic Bree wrote and said, sort it out from Soft. If you're not going to do a Bloodborne remake, then what was the point of turning it down? Don't lie. You are never going to touch it, so fuck off. Damn.
Whoa.
Dustin, you got thoughts? Share them.
I understand the frustration. And of course, he's referencing a lot of the Blue Point reporting coming out that Sony told Blue Point no to doing a Bloodborne remaster because they said From Software wouldn't want that.
Yeah.
To me, he says here, don't lie, you're never going to touch it. I don't think so. I think that to me, and I don't know, maybe I'm just like have headcanon here, but I feel like Bloodborne is very special to not only From Software, but Miyazaki. And I think that he legitimately would like to return to it. And while it might not be happening now, I mean, I don't know. With Duskbloods, it kind of seems like that is their way of doing more Bloodborne in a way. We'll have to wait and see on that. But to me, Miyazaki, I saw a joke meme or tweet about this, whereas like being alive at the same time as Miyazaki feels like being alive at the same time as Leonardo da Vinci. It's like you're seeing a true master at work.
Yeah.
And of course, maybe that's a little overkill, but Miyazaki, I really do think is a visionary, legendary game creator. And I respect if that's his wishes, that he's like, I'd rather people not fuck with that other than me. I respect that. So it's annoying, but I don't think I would give that grace to everybody. But I think Miyazaki's earned it.
Here's my only gripe. I don't know what the deal with this is, though. No remaster? Nothing? Not a port?
Like a patch.
Not a patch?
Like a PS5 patch is all it needs.
Like, is he against a patch?
Dude, do like what they did for Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
Scholar of the First Sin, where they upgraded it to 60 FPS.
Well, they added they changed some content in that a little bit, so maybe that'd take more work. But yeah, just I don't know, make it 4K or whatever in 60 frames. That's it. That's all I need. I don't know what's stopping that from happening. Hell if I know.
Like a consistent 30 would be an improvement.
A consistent 30 would be an improvement. Yeah, it would.
I saw some dude running that on his Steam Deck at like up down sampled from 1080p, and it like looked amazing. And I was like, damn. Yeah. They got the emulators running it better than the PS5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy. And just like for how many other remasters there are from PlayStation and stuff like that, it's like your big cult one you're not going to do? Whose choice is that? Is that Sony not doing it, or
software?
Yeah, I don't know if that's Miyazaki not wanting it. I don't understand what's going on there.
I wish Duskbloods wasn't Switch 2 only. That's annoying.
Yeah, because it's a multiplayer game, especially. I was like, fuck.
Yeah, and I loved Night Rain.
Yeah, we all enjoyed Night Rain. So
I played it twice. Once with Brad and once with my
I got
brother.
the platinum on it. I played on PC, started on PC, then went to PS5 to get the platinum, then went back to PC. And it was fun as fuck. Never played the DLC though.
Yeah, Duskbloods is PvP, which is interesting.
Yeah. So we'll see, I guess.
We'll see.
Let's see here. Millsauce wrote in and said, I'm pretty sure this has come up before, but I need to issue a firm sorted out to Amazon for apparently no longer being able to deliver pre-orders on release day. I checked the order status for my copy of Resident Evil 9 on the morning of release, and my heart instantly sank when I saw the delivery date had been pushed to March 18th. Luckily, I was able to grab a copy at Best Buy with no issues, but that completely defeats the purpose of pre-ordering months in advance. Get your shit together, Jeff Bezos. This did used to happen to me years ago, and I immediately stopped.
Yeah, this is an old issue.
Yeah, this has been going on for years.
Yeah. Kids soon it will only be a twinkle in the older generation's eye. The era of the Best Buy Gamers Club unlocked.
Dude, I had that. It was so
20% off.
Yeah.
Every new release, dude. And consistently delivered on release day.
Yeah.
It was a magical time. But yeah, dude, none of these, in my experience, which I think it probably is regional to some degree, Amazon, I never pre-order a game from Amazon because I never expect to get it at launch.
Yeah.
Target is especially bad too. Like, just plan on not getting it on release day. Best Buy,
That's where I got my Switch 2, and it went fine.
Oh yeah, well,
Walmart dogged me.
Yeah. I think it really just depends. But the real move, and I think Brad, that you said this, is that like, or you and I have talked about this, where it's like, if you have a local Best Buy, that is the best place to just go pick it up on launch day.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have one, but it's 40 minutes away. Ooh. So my best bet is going to Target on launch day, which has screwed me a few times. But yeah, the day of the delivered on release day is long over.
Yeah. Yeah. What about GameStop?
So good?
Do you have any luck with that?
I go there as a last resort. Yeah. I have had some success there. I think I bought Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD on Switch 2 for Holly at GameStop on launch day, and it was good. But I've had situations where I've gone to GameStop and they're like, "Oh no, we only got enough copies for pre-orders."
Yeah, dude.
I'm like,
I hate that.
Are you fucking kidding me? You're GameStop.
Yeah.
The worst at GameStop was when you would get a new copy and they would pull it off the shelf with like the new sticker on it, and then they'd take the Ziploc bag with the like insert and the disc.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, "That's not new."
Yeah. But anyway.
Dude, I've gone off on them. I think I've done it on this show and in Sacred Symbols that I'm like, dude, that's why GameStop is an absolute last resort, because that shit is unacceptable.
And then you get
it's not new.
The sticker on the case, and then you like dent the plastic taking it off.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
I will say with Steam, the modern convenience moment for me where I was like, damn, this rules. If you guys have ever preloaded a game on Steam, it used to take forever to unpack them at midnight. Like you'd be sitting there till like 12:45. But this 9800 X3D, this like mega CPU I've got, just ripped through Resident Evil. It unpacked that shit in like 5 minutes and I was in the game. I was like, this is nice.
Yeah.
This is a big improvement over
Digital,
my old Intel CPU.
Too convenient now, man. Ready to go. 9 o'clock every time. All right, boys, let's do Keep It Up. The exact opposite. Stuff we're pleased with in gaming. Anything for you guys you're pleased with? I mean, we could just get the obvious out of the way and just say, hey, good job, Capcom. Resident Evil 9's pretty good. Well done. Good shit. You are continuing your amazing trend of good video games. Very happy about that.
Do I have any Keep It Up? The only thing I can think of is Keep It Up Barry with the release date of Saint Slayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks good.
The game, I could play it right now.
Ooh.
I have access to the developer build, but I'm not going to, I don't think. Well, unless he asks me to for feedback, but the game is just looking awesome. So shout out, keep it up. They just passed 10,000 wish lists on Steam.
Very good.
That's good.
So this isn't a sales pitch. I mean, I guess it kind of is. I don't have any investment in the game itself, but the guys working on it are super cool, nice guys. And seeing that kind of success on Steam is cool just because they're doing it. This is the first time that they're not leading like Steam is our lead platform, but in terms of the pre-release marketing, Steam has been with the wish lists and the demo and stuff. So to see people respond to that has been really cool.
Yeah. I have to play it on PlayStation though, out of respect for Colin.
Yeah.
That's all I'll have to play it.
You can play it on Portal if you want it to be on a smaller screen.
All right. Very nice. Jimmy, anything for you?
I would have said Capcom.
Yeah. Just Capcom, baby. Good shit, man. Got Monster Hunter Stories coming out soon too, which I'm excited about.
Have you guys played the other ones?
No, I never have played them, but I always
I started the demo for the third one and I'm pretty into it. And I bought the second one on Steam, never touched it, so I might have to try that out.
Yeah, it looks really fun. An RPG or a different style RPG Monster Hunter. I'm in.
I like that you take the monsters' eggs and steal their children and make
classic.
them fight.
Very classic. All right. Let's see here. Dido Regi wrote in and said, hey, hello, Summoners. My Keep It Up this week is for Blizzard Entertainment. The new World of Warcraft expansion Midnight saw its early access drop this week, and I've been having fun leveling and running dungeons for my alts. The revamped Blood Elf zones are cool and make me think of how sick the world could have looked if they eventually redo it. The next expansion, The Last Titan, will revamp Northrend, the zone of my favorite expansion, Wrath of the Lich King. This question is mainly for Brad, but Dustin and Jimmy could chime in too if they liked with their experiences. Are you going to check out the new expansion after March slows down on new releases? What class did you play? And what is your favorite / most nostalgic expansion of WoW? Dustin, I know you don't have a lot of experience with WoW.
Yeah, I did play when I was in high school. I would play in the summer exclusively, but I played up until Wrath of the Lich King.
Okay.
I believe I was a Blood Elf Paladin for the Horde.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah,
for the Horde always. I'm not some kind of stinky... Is it Alliance, right?
Yes.
I'm not an Alliance bitch.
Yeah. No,
Let's be clear.
No. Not in this house. No.
I think WoW is super cool. I will never go back to it ever.
Mm-hmm.
But I respect it a lot. And it's cool because this game has had so many ups and downs.
Yeah.
It seems like people, I don't know, Brad, what's the temperature on midnight?
The pulse for this right now, I haven't paid too much attention, but what I've been hearing about it is mostly positive.
Okay.
And that's just in passing. I haven't really dived into it yet, all that kind of stuff. Jimmy, what about you?
Never touched WoW.
Never touched WoW?
Life.
Wow.
Never once.
Wow.
But I do like Diablo 4.
Yeah, you do.
Paladin is awesome. This is the farthest I've gotten into a season. I'm like Paragon 115 or something.
Wow.
Just ripping through it. I got the Zealot Aura build where you don't even have to play the game. Like
that's the end goal of every ARPG.
You just cast your ult, walk, and it just destroys everything around you. It's fun. Everyone's gonna hate this, but 3 is the most fun for me because you just get so powered up so quick and you just fly through enemies. I like that they put 2 Resurrected on Steam, and I think it's cool that they added a new class.
The Warlock, yeah.
Yeah. So like I've been playing Diablo 2. I did a short with like the settings that work on Steam Deck, and it like blew up. So
nice.
I like it even more.
Cool.
Yeah. I would try WoW if like everyone got into it, but I always get disconnected from hotbar combat.
Sure.
I don't like when it's like activating an animation versus it feeling like a Souls game where you're like watching your guy cut someone with their sword.
No, yeah, I get you.
But I like the art and everything.
Yeah. I will definitely play Midnight. I'll check it out. I do have it already. I just haven't had time to play it because I do want to talk about it in the coming weeks on the show. Because, I mean, I played WoW the first day it ever came out here or in the United States, and I was there back in the day. I've been playing on and off since then. I've definitely slowed down over the years, but I still love WoW. Let's see. What classes did I play? So the main things I like to play are Rogue and Death Knight. I've had my Rogue since Vanilla WoW. He's like 22 years old, I want to say he is now. So he's been around since the very beginning. And I don't know if I'll play Rogue or Death Knight. I don't know which one I'll pick first this time around. I'll have to inspect all that stuff. The most nostalgic for me is, of course, just the beginning of WoW, Vanilla WoW, back in the day. It was an insane phenomenon. I don't know if I ever told you guys a story, but when that game came out, I was a senior in high school, so I was a great age for it. And we were at lunch one time in high school at a random food place, and we were talking about WoW. And the guy in front of us heard us, and he was also playing WoW, and he happened to be on the same server as us somehow.
Whoa.
And we played with him later on. It was fucking crazy. We're like, whoa, we met this guy at a sandwich shop, and we're playing with him in this game. This is insane. It was like, it's not equivalent to the size, but it kind of reminded me of like a Pokemon Go moment when it came out where like everyone was playing that game and talking about it. It was just like a huge phenomenon, and it's still going. So I'll definitely play in the next couple weeks because I do want to play. They added housing finally.
Oh,
so
no
I'm
way.
looking forward to that, building a house and all that kind of shit.
That's
decorating.
from like Final Fantasy 14, right? Like that's the big thing.
Yeah. But finally WoW has added it. So I'll definitely give it a shot. I'm really looking forward to it. Just got to find time. All right. Astro Parrot King wrote and said, hello, everyone. I'd like to give a big keep it up to Capcom. This year I played Resident Evil 2, 3, 4, and 6, and each of them was awesome in its own way. Wait, you didn't play 5? And you played 6? All right. I just completed Requiem, and this is by far my favorite game in the entire series. It's doing so well that this is the first time in a while that I cannot find a physical copy anywhere. I played it on Steam digitally, but since I loved it so much, I wanted to buy it physically. This may be one of my top 5 games of all time. What a wonderful game by a company that was down in the dumps after Resident Evil 6. Keep it up. Yeah. That whole era was very scary. As a Japanese gaming fan, that whole era. Spooky times.
Then moving into like Dead Rising 3.
Yes.
Was a mess.
Yes.
That was rough.
Yeah.
Because like that was Resident Evil is my favorite thing. And even when 6 came out, I was like, I don't know about this, Chief.
Yeah. It was a weird game.
Capcom got a crazy year ahead too. With a obviously amazing strong start with Resident Evil, but we got Pragmata in like a month.
That looks cool. I like the demo.
Onimusha sometime this
cooler.
year.
Mm-hmm.
So
Monster Hunter and Street Fighter still going.
and supposedly, at least I'm not saying I'm not leaking anything because I don't know anything, but I read somewhere that they're probably going to do an expansion for Monster Hunter this summer.
I'm sure they will.
They talked about that.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
So I have high hopes for that just because the bones of Monster Hunter Wilds is really good. I think it just lacks in its legs. So, they're popping off right now. They have a new Mega Man game announced. The only thing Capcom needs to do for me, Mega Man Legends 1 and 2 plus Tron Bonne collection, and followed by Mega Man Legends 3. Make it happen.
Yeah, because they're like out of Mega Man games. I feel like to remaster.
Yeah,
port.
Yeah, they've done so many collections.
Well, we need Command Mission. We need the RPG, the turn-based RPG. Get that going. All right, guys, we're going to do a quick game recommendation for the audience, from the audience. This is from Zoslick. I don't know how you say that. Sending a game recommendation since I know Dustin and Brad are DS/3DS owners and really liked a great chunk of the LSM community too. Henry Hatsworth in The Puzzling Adventure is a hidden gem that perfectly marries 2D platforming with a frantic match 3 puzzle action. You play as the titular, eccentric British explorer, trekking through vibrant worlds on the top screen while simultaneously managing a puzzle grid on the bottom screen. It is a one-of-a-kind game, and I highly recommend it. What's the verdict, Dustin?
I'm looking at screenshots. It looks interesting. The cover art sucks. But
what's it
the
called?
actual
Henry what?
Henry Hatsworth in The Puzzling Adventure.
It's an EA game, interestingly enough. But yeah, this looks interesting. I wonder what it's worth on price charting. It can't be that much. I've never heard of this game, so
this looks charming as hell.
Oh, that reminds me, Brad. I had a copy of Resident Evil 1 on PS1. And I opened it up. I was at main level games. No manual.
Damn.
Oof. So I said, sorry, Evan. No, thank you.
No, thank you at this time. Was it the original or was it like the DualShock version?
It was, is it Director's Cut?
Yeah, Director's Cut.
And it had the demo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was a nice copy. It just didn't have the manual. So I was like, well, so instead I bought Dragon Quest 3 or Dragon Warrior 3 on Game Boy Color.
Okay. Nice pickup, dude.
$30. Why not?
Sure. Nice pickup. Okay, cool game recommendation. All right, guys. So I started a new segment last week, but no one wrote in for this time. So I'm going to say it again because I don't think a lot of people still know what it is. The segment is called Looking for Group. Think back to the old days of Podcast Beyond where they had PSN hit of the week, all that kind of stuff. Someone writes in with their name. They're looking for games to play with people. You can share it on this segment on the show. Like marathons coming up. If you need someone to play with, you need friends. You let people know here in the audience what game you're looking to play with. I will read it out for everyone to hear. So if you need more online friends, gamer buddies to play games with, this is a good plot or spot to submit it. So next time, better see one entry. If not, we're going to delete it. Because if no one cares about it, then we'll just delete it. It's fine. All right, dudes. I played yesterday about 3 hours of Pokémon Leaf Green. I played the Switch version, obviously, that was recently released.
Okay. Did you play on like a monitor or like on the...
Yeah, I played on my monitor.
Cool.
And which is interesting because I love Pokemon Red and Blue. I love the Gen 1, all that kind of stuff. This is a remake of that, but in Japan they had Red and Green. We had Red and Blue, so these are remakes based more off the Japanese thing. And I have never played these. And I was like, now's the perfect time. And it is just a remake of Gen 1. It's very simplistic, but very charming. I love Gen 1. It's super simple. I think this game looks really nice as well. I love the updated visuals they did for it. Like, I love the way Gen 1 and 2 look on Game Boy a lot. And this is a nice updated version of that, of course, Game Boy Advance game. So it's a whole new platform. I don't know, like, there's not a whole lot to say. It is very simplistic Pokemon, but it is the Gen 1, you know. I picked the Squirtle, of course. Named him Chungus, because he's going to be a big boy later on. It's going to be that big old Blastoise. I forgot what I named my rival. Bort. That's what I named my rival.
Bort.
A classic Simpsons joke right there. And it's great, man. It's very simple. Going through the grass, catching a little Pidgey, a little Weedle like that. Fucked up Brock. I beat 2 gym leaders. Brock, who is the rock one, then Misty, which is the water one. I found a Pikachu very early on, which I use as well, which is really fun. But I think this is a pretty decent port from what I've played of it. I don't know a whole lot about the original of the game. Like I said, I never played it. I'm not sure like what's new content in this version compared to the originals. So I don't know anything about
like a whole Orange Islands from the show.
Oh, okay. So there's like awesome whole post-game stuff, I'm assuming. Yeah.
It's like a whole little extra story. And then they also included the mystery gift in event tickets. So you can get Ho-Oh and Lugia and Deoxys.
Oh, right. Yeah, those were like real life events in the old days, I think, right?
Yeah, my brother and I were so pissed they didn't do them in Michigan.
Damn. But now you can get them now.
Yeah.
And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna install it on my other Switch so I can trade Pokemon back and forth, because there is no online play, but there is like wireless trading. So I want that Gengar. Maybe I'll give myself a Charizard or something like that, a little Charmander maybe. So I definitely gotta check that out. But goddamn, it's a charming video game. The music's really good. The visuals look really good. The gameplay, very simple but very fun. Definitely a good first RPG. If you've never played one, or for kids, super good in that sense. But Jimmy, it sounds like you have some experience with this game.
Oh yeah.
What do you think of it?
I loved it back when my brother had green and I had red, and it came back in the day. It came with this thing you would slap on your Game Boy Advance SP.
Yeah,
to let you wirelessly trade.
Yeah, someone was telling me about that.
It was the coolest thing ever. And there was a way you could use an action replay to just activate the mystery gift. So we begged our mom to get us one, and she did. So then we activated the mystery gift so we could get Deoxys, which was like, Deoxys was all the rage back then because he was like this cool, like wormy guy. And once you get those legendaries, they suck, but it was still cool. And like getting Ho-Oh and Lugia.
Oh yeah, they added those. That's crazy.
It's awesome that they added it. I saw. Have you guys seen this device I keep mentioning, the AYN Thor?
Yeah, it looks like the DS, right?
Yeah. I saw someone running Fire Red on the top screen and Leaf Green on the bottom screen.
Why?
And trading between the
ROMs, that's crazy.
Which I thought was crazy.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, this is my most played Pokemon is Emerald. That's the one I just played. Yeah. But I really liked Fire Red and Leaf Green, and it was cool. My brother got both for his birthday, and he gave me Red.
Oh, that's nice.
Because my grandpa didn't know they were the same game, and I was like, why'd you give them both?
Yeah.
That's whack.
But yeah, man, these were recently added because of the Pokemon Day. I'm hoping they add more. Emerald would be a good one to add next.
I hope they make it up to Heart Gold and Soul Silver, because those are so expensive, and that
I know,
drive down the resale price if they could just get it up on Switch 2. Like that one needs it. Yeah,
they need they have to make a peripheral, I think, for the Switch to have dual screen.
Yeah, weren't there DS games on the Switch?
There was on the Wii U because they have the gamepad.
On Steam Deck, I have it set up so like it's like the main top screen's in the middle.
Yeah.
And then there's like the bottom screen's little in the corner. And
I guess they could do that.
If you hit the right trigger, it flips which one's big.
Yeah, you're right. They could do that because they did those with the Castlevania collection, the DS games. I forgot about that. So yeah, they could totally do that.
The same as that.
That'd be sick. But yeah, I agree with you. I'm hoping they'll do more Pokemon games in the future. I hope they put all of them on there. I think it'd be great. Because they, like you're saying, they are very expensive games if you want to buy them.
And that's like the ultimate Pokemon game.
Yeah.
You get Johto and Kanto.
Yeah, I would love to play the remakes of Gold and Silver, but they are like $200 if you want to buy them. So no thanks on that. But yeah, dude, Pokemon Leaf Green, pretty cool. Never played it before. Really happy I'm getting the chance to do it legally, especially.
Legally, not on your phone, dude.
Yeah. So that's been awesome. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, good. Right.
No, I was gonna say, do you have any interest in checking out Pokemon Red or Fire Red or Leaf Green?
No, only because Pokemon Fire Red is one of the Pokemon games I actually have.
Oh, cool.
And
I got both.
What's funny is I think the reason I have it is I was really into Pokemon Soul Silver whenever that came out, which I still have that too, and I still have the box with the
Pokewalker. Yeah.
Yeah. I was so into Soul Silver, and I learned that I think this is right. My memory might be fading. You could import Pokemon from Fire Red into Soul Silver if you had a DS, the DS with the GBA slot. And so I want to say I went to GameStop and I think I bought Fire Red for $20.
Damn.
From there. And I've had it ever since. How much is it now?
Expensive.
A copy of Fire Red loose, $140.
Yeah, expensive.
Damn. Emerald is really expensive too, and I also have that.
I have 2 emeralds.
You have 2 emeralds, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I got Emerald because my girlfriend in high school let me borrow it, and then we broke up. And I asked her if she wanted it back, and she said, "I don't care."
I get my mom owns a thrift store, so I get dibs.
Oh, dude, nice.
I buy them. I don't steal them. But I've gotten tons of games because around here people trade in like pristine PlayStation 1 collections and like all this stuff, and then I just grab the ones I don't have. If there's like a super valuable one that I already have, I let it hit the store floor. But if I don't have it, I'm buying that.
Yeah. Well, why don't you keep an eye out for us there, Jimmy?
Oh, I will.
Emerald is at an all-time high in price right now.
What is it, like 300?
$250.
Damn, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
$250.
So, but Fire Red is still expensive, even though they just re-released it.
It's Pokemon.
Yeah.
So
did it go down though?
No. Well, I don't think there's been enough time because this is month to month. But it's so weird because certain games, when they get re-released, lower in price. Like I think Suikoden 2. Suikoden 2 has steadily declined in price in the last 5 years.
Oh.
And even in the last year, like when I bought it, I think I spent $200 on it. It's down to $165. So
I have every game I would want because I kept my Resident Evil 4. I kept games. I only got rid of stuff really during the PS3 generation. That was like current because I was in college, but I like kept Uncharted 1, 2, and 3, kept Resistance 1 and 2 and 3. Like all the heavy hitters I kept, but a lot of third-party stuff like Skyrim or whatever, I traded in to get Vita games or whatever. So I still have a ton of Vita games. And then a lot of stuff I just rebought on Steam. So
yeah. Well, yeah, hoping we get more Pokemon games. I definitely want to be able to buy them. That'd be great.
Yeah, like they had a pretty damn good collection by the end of the 3DS. Like, you could get and like how it had the home integration with the old games. That was so cool.
Oh yeah, it's worth mentioning this does have home integration as well. So I'm going to carry over some of my Pokemon to future games.
It sucks that they don't have fast forwarding because that's so much.
No, they don't. There's no save states, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Which I kind of respect, so you can't cheese it for like shinies and stuff.
That'd be a cool and like unlockable feature. Like
unlockable.
Pissed about the co-op in Sons of Sparta. You unlock fast forward after you beat it. New Game Plus Pokemon. Yeah. That would take work though.
Yeah. Teeth Mummy wrote in and said, "What up, summoning bros? Since I see Pokemon Leaf Green on the list, this seems like a good chance to ask. My kids, 7 and 4, are big into Pokemon cards and the various shows. Older kids played and loved Let's Go Pikachu on Switch. What should I be giving them to play next? I only have a Switch 1, so no old Game Boy old Game Boy or DS I can hand off. Is Leaf Green the move, or is there a more modern one I should get them? For context, I'm 42 and was too old for Pokemon when it came out in the 90s, so despite my lengthy gaming history, Pokemon is a total blind spot. Thanks, and don't let me hear the story. Thanks, and don't let me hear the story about me housing Dylan's Burger down at Graham's L'Oreal Lounge. I don't get this.
I don't either. Oh, yeah, no, I do. It's I think you should leave.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't get it.
It's like,
give me that.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's a deep.
That's a deep cut. You're right. You're writing into the wrong show with that. Yeah. That's like a sacred write-in. I won't fucking get that shit. But thank you, Teeth Mummy, for writing in. Jimmy, you know Pokemon. Yeah. Where do you think they should go? So they said they already Let's Go, which is what is it, Kanto? Or is it
there's less content though, and it's weird because like you don't battle Pokemon.
Yeah, it's a more like you don't like have to like beat them up to capture them, right? You just kind of throw the ball.
I mean, if they have a Switch 1, so it's like their options are Diamond and Pearl,
Brilliant Diamond. They're Sword and Shield.
I really didn't like Sword and Shield.
There's Arceus, which people seem to really like. I haven't played it, but I know people like that one a lot.
Arceus is repetitive as hell, but it's like novel. It's cool. It's got novelty because you're like in little open areas. I'd probably do Fire Red and Leaf Green, honestly. Like those are top tier Pokemon games.
Yeah, they are cheap too. Enough.
Yeah, and then if you have 2 kids, you could get both, and then they could trade and stuff.
Yeah, that's really fun when you get to trade with someone like in person. Yeah. Maybe that, $20 each. There you go. It's probably cheaper than, I'm sure the other ones are like, what, 50 or 60 at least.
Yeah, I played Scarlet. I saved it for Switch 2 and I hated it.
Like, did you? I remember I played some of it when it came out and I liked some of the ideas in it. But I mean, it looked awful and it ran like shit. The training
wheels on that one are just nuts. Like it's so long before it just lets you play the game.
Yeah. That's fair.
They need to start putting in I'm an adult, I've played a Pokemon game mode to this shit. Like where it doesn't have unskippable dialogue where it's like press A to advance the conversation.
They got to bring back a dickhead rival.
Yeah.
That's what I miss about
I
don't like
that. I don't like that your rival's like your boy now because I used to just
they're like your friends.
My brother. They were all Edward my whole life. And then now it's like, well, now they're my friend and I can't name it after him.
Yeah, I can't be mean to him, dude. All right, let's talk about the final game for today's show, which is Marathon. Dustin, you and me played some of the Server Slam yesterday a little bit. We played, I don't know, maybe like an hour and a half. I'm excited to hear. What did you think? I'll let you go first.
Okay, I need to lay the groundwork first for what I'm about to say. This perspective, what I'm about to give you, is from someone who did very little research going in, but has played a lot of Arc Raiders. And I played for our Steam time, Brad said 2 hours.
Okay.
Approximately last night. So with that being said, my perspective is from someone like, what is the onboarding experience of Marathon? Even if you understand extraction shooters. Let's start with the good first. And this is no surprise. Marathon's visuals in both its menus, it's like super bright, super contrasty aesthetics, even in its like story dialogue parts and the different menus, amazing. Top tier. The music, the sound effects, I was like, whoa, this is even cooler than I thought it would be from the trailer. And the visuals in the game, while I can understand it's much more subjective and to your taste, I also thought was excellent. I know some people don't like the bright colors, and you know that's going to be up to you. But I thought visually the game looked awesome. The gunplay experience, shocker, no, not really, is amazing. It's a Bungie game. I was telling Brad, like I shot like my gun like one time, and I was like, yep. Feels like a Bungie game. Feels really good. And so I was like, yeah, this is pretty cool. The problem is it is really fucking confusing. And it really dumps a lot on you.
What is there to know? Like, is it not just like, you know, like Arc Raiders or Hunt where it's like just get in, loot, get out?
It is.
It is, but there's a little tutorial that shows you like, you know, the basics, like here's how you pick stuff up. Here's this, whatever. I think part of the problem for me is the world of Marathon is so unlike our own that like when you're in the game, like I had to figure this out initially, which I figured out quickly, but it's not intuitive like Arc Raiders. Is that like in Arc Raiders, you can see the 3 different types of ammo. And you're like, okay, I can figure this out because I know what ammo looks like. But the one ammo type in Marathon is like this little purple cartridge. Mm-hmm. So I was like, what the fuck is this initially? I didn't know it was ammo. And I was like, oh, okay, that's ammo. figuring out like what the different health items do, how much they recharge, how much your charge does. You have to consider all the different shells as well, because it has like a hero, like a hero. Like when you choose your character, each one has a different ability. Right. So you have to decide, and then it's like, okay, well, what do these abilities do? How do I best use them? There were things, Brad, that we were trying to figure out, like in terms of our objectives, not only like when we have the objective, what we do, how do we complete it, but also the format in which in the menus we got the objective. So all of this to say is that my perspective was, once you learn how, like what everything means in this game, what to pick up, what not to pick up, where to get good loot, where to go if you just need to get some easier loot, things like that, I think this game is going to be amazing. But when I saw that the server numbers, like it wasn't, at least for the server slam, we'll see what it's like for full release, but I think the server slam, if I remember correctly, peaked on the first day and then lowered as the weekend went on.
I saw that. I said they want 10,000 concurrent settle on Steam.
Yeah, I don't know. But my take was just that I think this game has a little bit of an uphill battle because of its onboarding, and especially even for people that come from Arc Raiders, that you're not necessarily going to have an amazing fun time the first time you play this game. Yeah. It seems like it's going to require a little more learning to get into it, as opposed to Arc Raiders, where I think within like a round or two, you're like, oh, you kind of get the full layout. There's, of course, many things to learn in Arc Raiders for sure. The other issue I had was there was absolutely no talking in this game. Like Brad and I did not hear a single other player the entire time. Oh. And that's fine. That might be not what you're looking for in an extraction shooter, but Arc Raiders, that was like one of the key factors that made it really fun, was that interaction with other players. I don't know if people just aren't talking. The way it's set up is a little weird because like there's a button for you to broadcast what you're saying, and we were having a weird time figuring it out. So I am still going to pick it up on launch day. I'm excited to play it, but I guess I'm a little more like, okay, this is going to require a little bit more out of me, and I'm totally fine with that. Like I like games that, to a certain degree, that you need to put in the effort in order to understand them, and then once you understand them, it becomes really deep. And that was the case for me. I mean, this is a very different experience, but like when I first played Demon Souls or Dark Souls 2, it was like, this is overwhelming because I don't understand how this world works, right? It was so different from anything I played. And I don't think Marathon is like so different, but I do think it's just a lot compared to Arc Raiders, which I think a lot of people checking this game are coming from. Maybe a Tarkov player will see this and be like, oh, this is dumbed down. That's fine. But from Arc Raiders, I was like, this feels in the first 2 hours like I'm having to learn a lot more. So
sure. Yeah,
I'm gonna grab it, so I'll play with you over the weekend.
Yeah,
nice.
I enjoyed the game more than Dustin, I think, overall. I really like this game. I think the fucking gameplay is really good. Feels really good. What?
How did you feel about Arc Raiders?
I liked Arc Raiders a lot. It was one of my favorite games last year. Okay. I like the gunplay in this game more, and I like the hero system more in this game. And visually, I think it's more appealing than Arc Raiders.
Yeah, I love the art style.
Yeah, I usually like more stylized, I guess, art over, and this is not like a better thing or not, over like a more realistic looking thing. Like, I didn't really like any of the character models or the outfits that much in Arc Raiders and stuff like that. They're like the whole design and all that kind of stuff. The world was beautiful.
I was bitching to Dustin about one of them. They had that really cool looking one, the Abyss set in the trailer. And then when they released it, he's wearing like like freaking leather pauldrons or something that are like super tight. It just and they do that with every skin. Like every skin that's like vaguely masculine or like modern military in any way, they like feminize it up with some like weird fishnets or something. I don't like that in art.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played Arc Raiders in a while, but what I remembered is it was like a more post-apocalyptic kind of vibe from like the settings and the character designs. Their like outfits, all that kind of stuff, which is totally fine. That's not my favorite type of design. So Marathon has been much more appealing to me. I'm into like the weird colors and all this kind of stuff, like the blue blood you like leaking out of you when you're down, all that kind of stuff. I think it all is very striking. I messed around with a couple of the classes. I played as the one that Dustin played as, the first one. That was the first one I ever did. It's like this character that's more focused on agility. Like she has a double jump that she can do that no one else can do. I'm trying to remember her other abilities. Maybe it's so you can like, your heat doesn't build up as much, which is basically your stamina. So if you do a lot of actions, like you sprint, you slide, you do some abilities, you have a heat meter that goes up, and once it goes up, it needs to cool down, all that kind of stuff. I saw a lot of people complaining about that, and I was like, this is just like a stamina meter like in so many other games, so it doesn't really bother me. But I mean, that's just me, I guess. Some people don't like it. In terms of the onboarding, the beginning tutorial, I think, is not as good as it needs to be for most people. I would say that. I think it's a little too quick and a little too overwhelming with the amount of stuff it throws at you. But this is definitely one of those games, the more you play it, the more things start to click and the more I was enjoying it. Like every round me and Dustin would do, we would learn something a little more about each encounter or more about the game, more about the loot and recognizing kind of stuff. And it became much more streamlined and fun. I was experimenting with a lot more stuff. Like there's pickups you can get to like, hey, I'm going to use this item real quick right now. So now my heat won't build up or something like that. Or I'm going to move a lot faster. My agility will go. So I use this weird cloaking thing that like blurred out my character so people can't recognize you or something like that to blend in more. So I thought that was really fun. I tried this medic class as well that had 3 abilities actually. All the other ones I played as have 2, but the medic one had a drone you can throw out. It had a little smiley face on it that would slowly like heal you or like a friend. So when me and Dustin were in a firefight, I'd throw it on Dustin and passively heal him.
That's like Division.
Yeah. He has this kind of like a quicker res that I think you can use from distance. So basically if someone goes down, like every other extract shooter, you can res them up, or like Fortnite. But this character, he had like a res that could be quicker, and I think you can make it use it from range as well to res someone. And he also had a move where you can sacrifice your heat. It'll like build up heat, like a chunk of it, but you'll deal more damage with your gun, so it adds like a trade-off, which I think is really fun. And the other class I played, I think was my favorite one, is this one that's more focused around tracking. Basically, their ultimate ability, it does a ping all around you that will show every enemy on the map around you. So if you're like, let's say you know another player is by you, or you're in a firefight, you just don't know where they are, you can use this ability and it'll show them on the map. The cooldowns are pretty long, like several minutes long, so you can't spam it, which makes it feel like a big deal when you use it, which is cool. They also had this little spider droid or drone I could throw out, and it would run across the floor and it would just go towards like an enemy and blow up. So like me and Dustin were in a firefight, and I kind of just shot it over a wall and then like ran up to them and did a bunch of damage, which was really cool. So that was fun. There was a couple shells, which are basically the classes that we couldn't play as. I don't know if you unlock them by playing the game more, but there's the Thief, which I think she has like a grappling hook you can use, which is really cool. And there's also the Rook, which is I think it's a solo only shell, and it's focused on, you can only like queue in solo, I think, with it. And it's like all about getting loot and helping you with that, so you can kind of build out your loadout for later on runs if you want to play different shells. So that's interesting. I will say, I think the menus are a little too visually. I think they're all really striking, but I think for function, it's going to confuse a lot of people, and it takes time to get used to it. So I think they need to kind of work on some of that UI right there. But visually, I think it all looks awesome. There's a whole story. You know, you do a quest and you get a bunch of lore. I just skipped through it because I was just playing with Dustin right now. But when I actually play the game for the full launch, I'll go through all of that. I think the map, I think there was only one map what we were playing as, but I think it was a pretty interesting map. really dynamic. It had a lot of the areas kind of reminded me of Death Stranding from like their visual design standpoint, how the buildings looked. You know, you got your standard like facilities, all that stuff. There's robots walking around all the time. Of course, they're PvE and they can fuck you up. Me and Dustin got killed by some of them. One of them was like cloaked one time, ran in, just killed me and Dustin. There's seems to be more like high profile targets that you can kill as well that appear on the map. And you can collect loot from these guys as well, like ammo and all that kind of stuff. But
is there free loadouts?
Yes, there is. Yeah, there's like free kits you can get and all that kind of stuff.
The audio thing bums me out because you guys know I play a lot of Hunt, and the audio in that game is like so good. Like you're basically, that's like a listening game more than.
No,
like
I mean the audio in this game is good as well.
Yeah, but like Arc Raiders, everyone was saying that it had similar stuff, like where you could kind of figure out where people are by their footsteps or voice, but it's not as good. Like it's hard to tell if someone's below you or above you.
Yeah,
and like it's like so like if people aren't talking. That's kind of a bummer, but
yeah, I wonder. I don't know, like if the voice chat is enabled, or I don't understand. Like they need to figure out some way to make that more clear. And I don't know if people just weren't getting on mic because they were just hopping in and trying the slam. I don't know. I didn't play Arc Raiders like server slam when they did theirs, so I don't know exactly what that was like as well.
It was just like wide open, like how it is in the final game.
Okay, so people were chatting a lot more than that. Yeah, I do hope more people chat in that. I don't know if this game's attracted a different market because it is Bungie. So maybe people have different expectations of the players it's drawing. I don't really know. But I think the game needs some work in like patches and like presentation and making things maybe a little more clear in the menus. In terms of loot, I became pretty fluent, much more about like the important stuff, you know, the health, the shields. There's different tiers for like health, like how much it'll give you. You have a ton of like upgrades. Of course, all your weapons have like attachments you can get for them. You have different like passive implants for your character as well that you can equip, different bag sizes, all that kind of stuff. So the kind of usual you'd expect from a extraction shooter. So all that was really good. I don't know how well the game will do. I'm not sure, but I'm in. I had a really good time, especially because the gameplay felt really good. I really enjoyed it a lot. So I will definitely be there day one.
Yeah. We had some good moments, Brad.
Yeah.
I think you and I each, like we were playing duos, which the game doesn't support. So we were up against three.
Yeah, you just queue into with like 3 groups or whatever.
Yeah. But you and I both took out, like there was one where you took out 2 out of 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took out 2 out of 3 and maybe even 3 out of 3. I can't remember. But we got fucked up.
Yeah, of course.
Quite a few times. But we had some good moments. It was fun.
Of course. Yeah, I'm sure they'll add more like proper duo queues down the line, kind of like how Arc Raiders did and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really curious what their roadmap's going to be for this game. I don't know if they've put it out. I haven't really checked. But
yeah, the 5th map apparently is the really cool one. The like giant, you like go to the ship from Marathon and it's cool. Like kind of like a raid.
Yeah, like I don't have any context for the past Marathon games. I've never played them, so I don't really know from that standpoint. I'm curious. I'm going to talk to Chris in the future about Marathon, and he's, you know, of course, a big Bungie guy, so maybe he'll have more insight into all that kind of stuff. But overall, I enjoyed this game, and it sold me on it.
Yeah, if you guys are buying it, then $40, who cares?
I'll be there.
I'll just grab it.
But I have a lot of people wrote about Marathon, so I'm just going to read some of their thoughts. We got good and bad, so I'm going to read them from everybody. Coalition Road said, "Hey Summoners, I tried Marathon because I loved Destiny 2, and I just can't find shooting that feels so good anywhere else, and it's still there in Marathon. But I gotta say, the gameplay loop of an extraction shooter is the most dog shit, miserable gaming experience I've ever tried. It's just awful. And I say that as someone with more than 3K hours in Counter-Strike. Why on earth would anyone willingly subject themselves to this insufferable experience? I will say because it has high risk and reward, which I really like about that. I think that's fucking awesome. I love having high stakes in a game where you can feel that. I get it if you're walking into this game and you've never played an extraction shooter, you don't really know what things are or how things work in these kind of games, and you're just getting fucking killed and losing all your shit. I get it. These games have steep learning curves, though. Extraction shooters in general, they always do.
Yeah.
So I definitely get why people don't like these, though. Also, it's very interesting that because you love Destiny 2, I've seen a lot of people complaining that they wish they just made Destiny 3, which I also get, but I personally don't care about Destiny at all anymore, or I haven't for a long time.
Yeah, I'm so out.
So
the story got so bad. That was like the one thing I was hanging on for.
I played 1 for a little bit, then I played 2 when it first came out. Then after that, I just haven't really played that much. So I'm happy they're doing something different, but I'm sure they'll do probably Destiny 3 in the future or something like that. Who knows? Phil wrote in, said, Summoners, I've spent a couple of hours playing Marathon. My first time with an extraction shooter, and it's been a mostly miserable time. Now I am playing solo, which undoubtedly hampers the experience, but this game feels so extremely hardcore, I can't imagine it having much mainstream appeal. Carefully and deliberately working your way across the map and through buildings, looting items that all look like random SNES power-ups, and a completely illegible UI, only to be killed by another player with a shorter TTK than Counter-Strike. I don't think that's true. Well, maybe depending on the weapons you have. I understand that extraction shooters are high stakes in terms of losing your gear, but this just feels like I'm losing my time. The game is completely devoid of the meta role-playing I've heard about in Arc Raiders. I now understand why Bungie did not include prox chat. They do have prox chat now. It's not needed. This game is kill on sight, don't ask questions. I'm sure this game will have a strong contingent of very hardcore fans, but as someone who bought my Xbox for Halo and loved everything Bungie has done, I'm totally out on this one. Cheers from Phil, not Spencer. He made clear. Yeah, it seems to be a couple of these writers just were Bungie people who enjoyed Destiny and hopped in this because of the name attached to it, but they don't like the genre. Jimmy, do you have any advice for these people who are maybe new to the extraction shooter who aren't seeing the appeal of it?
It's kind of hard to, it sounds like cope, but like there's definitely a turn with extraction shooters where you just kind of know how to play it and then you realize it. Like Hunt was really hard for me for like probably 10 or 15 hours. Like every firefight I get into, my hands were shaking and my heart was beating fast, and then every firefight you get into, it gets a little bit easier, and then it becomes second nature and you kind of know what's going on, and then you get into that like flow state every match where you're just like doing what you got to do, and that's where the fun is. So I would say like stick with it longer than a server slam. I think it will benefit. I haven't played it, full disclosure, but like having access to everything I think is going to be a big help, where you can just kind of like figure out the whole game versus just a small slice of it. Because if you don't have access to everything, you're kind of power limited. And I feel like selling the power, like what you can get to with like a full gold kit or something, is kind of what they should be doing. Like they should have given everyone top tier loot or made it easier to find or something, just to show like what you could eventually be.
Yeah. What about you, Dustin? Do you have any advice?
Yeah. Well, I think that extraction shooters aren't for everybody. And they're really overall not for me, I would say, because I've played Hunt and I wasn't into it. I've played Arc Raiders and I was into it, but I got to tell you that there have been nights where I've played Arc Raiders where I've lost 3 times in a row and I felt like I was wasting my time. And so I logged off.
Yeah.
Until later on, because there was other times where it's like, that was the most, like one of the most thrilling, adrenaline pumping moments I've ever had playing a game. And it's because, as you were saying earlier, Brad, about those high stakes. So I think it's okay. I know, like, I get this. If you're a Bungie fan and you like them for Halo or Destiny, I understand that's like, man, there's a taste of something I really like in this game. Like the combat feels great, but the format I don't like. I understand that frustration, but I think it's okay if you don't like it.
Yeah.
But I think Jimmy does have a point too, where it does take. I think in particular, as I was saying earlier, it seems like Marathon is going to require a lot more investment in order to really understand it and get into it. And so while my initial impressions weren't as positive as Brad, I am interested enough that I feel like I'm going to fall in love with Marathon. I was mainly just saying as a warning for people of like the onboarding of this game doesn't seem very good.
Sure. Yeah. You know what it reminds me of is kind of like an ARPG. Like you're booting up Path of Exile the first time or some shit like that. And you look at the skill tree and you're like, holy fuck. Kind of overwhelming, that game in a lot of ways. Maybe, I'm sure there's going to be guides about like quick things to help you understand stuff in the game. So I'm sure YouTubers will make, so maybe keep an eye out for those. Or wait till the game's finally out, watch someone play it for a while, see if it seems appealing to you. Because there's plenty of streamers that'll play it.
It's got a cheap buy-in too.
Yeah.
If you have a computer, you could give it a solid couple hours too and then refund it. And like, even if you go over like an hour or two, they're usually pretty cool about refunding games as long as you don't abuse it.
All right.
Like, I don't know. Or if you just don't care, like you don't have to like Marathon. You
know?
Like,
it's definitely not a game for everyone at all. It's not like a mass appeal type of game usually. Extract shooters, usually. They are popular though. But it's not going to be like as mainstream as Destiny probably was.
I played this demo during Next Fest for a game called Cargo Hunters that's single player, and it feels like a PSP game in the best way. Like you play as robots.
Cool.
And you like kill other robots, but you can loot their parts. So like if you want better stability when you're shooting, you like literally loot a robot's arm and like attach it to yourself, and you're like humanoid and you're using regular guns. I love that was single player and it's co-op, so like PvE. That was really fun. So yeah, I wish our Marathon had like more of a PvE angle, like an offline mode, because like there just aren't that many of them. But yeah, I'm excited to play it.
Yeah.
I like that it's more PvP focused than Arc.
Sure. Yeah, it comes out Friday for us, which is the 5th. So it's Thursday, sorry. So pretty soon.
Oh, Thursday?
Yeah, I think it's the 5th.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Spike Smeagol wrote in. Says Seagull, huh? Greetings, gents. Dustin, what do you make a marathon? I see it getting a lot of hate, but now that I'm level 10, I think I'm a little obsessed with it. It definitely grew on me as I leveled up, explored, and built muscle memory. It feels subtly Bungie-esque to me, though I've read a ton of hate this weekend. I guess, yeah, we kind of talked about that.
Yeah, I think just to say, he's saying there's been a ton of hate this weekend. I think there is some level that we've talked about this so much recently with High Guard and stuff like that people love to root for things to fail.
Yeah.
So I think there is some of that. And I think that it's hard for me to say. I'm very curious about how this game's going to do at launch. Because as I said, I think the player numbers were declining when it was free, which is not good if people checked it out and didn't immediately like it and decided not to play for the rest of the weekend. That very well can mean that doesn't translate into a purchase that would have happened. So it's clearly not a bad game.
Right.
And it's clearly not like High Guard or Concord or whatever, but I wonder what level of a success it will have and for how long, and if it's enough for a bigger game like this from Bungie.
Yeah. I'm looking at Steam's global top sellers right now, and it's number 3. For global, it says Counter-Strike, Resident Evil, then Marathon.
The problem is all these games are basically having the same audience. Like the Arc Raiders, you need to pull people away from Arc Raiders.
Yeah.
So it'll be popular for a little bit until Arc Raiders has a big update, then everyone will shift back,
Yeah, of course. So it seems to be doing okay. I guess in the US it's number 2 maybe. But time will tell. Time will definitely tell. I'm very interested to see.
Arc Raiders and Crimson Desert.
Yeah.
But not as high as Resident Evil.
No, Resident Evil is popping off right now, which is great. Really happy for it.
Yeah, dude, it beat Black Ops 7 on its opening day.
Fuck yeah, dude. Love to see it. Good shit. Okay, Butter My Flapjack wrote and said, "Hi, Summon Gang. Just want to say Marathon is great when you don't have a bitch in your ear telling you it's trash. Great gunplay, amazing art, style, and deep mechanics/lore. Thanks for you guys for your hard work." Well, there you go. And Ding Dong here wrote and said, "Sup, boys? Dustin, I jumped into Marathon Server Slam and lasted 3 matches before my night derailed. I rallied 4 friends and we played 8 straight hours of Overwatch while drinking like it was 2016 again. So maybe that says something. Marathon looks incredible. Gorgeous art, well-crafted maps, distinct shells, but the UI and heat system were rough. I feel like I need a tutorial just to understand why I couldn't run around. The onboarding didn't hook me, which feels dangerous for an extraction shooter. Gameplay was solid though. So is Marathon just a few patches away from greatness, or is it missing that one more run addiction? Keep it up, boys. I'm confused about the heat system, what people aren't understanding about it.
That was the one thing I easily understood.
Just sounds like reverse stamina.
Yeah, when you do stuff, it just builds
like
up.
Your stamina's building instead of running out. Yeah, like in Arc Raiders, you have that bullshit stamina bar that runs out too quick.
Maybe visually the bar isn't, I don't know, noticeable enough for some people or something like that when they're trying to figure out what's going on around them already. I don't know.
I don't know either. But, I mean, yeah, he's right. He mentioned the onboarding stuff, not hooking him. And
yeah,
I get that. The fact that you went to Overwatch afterwards, I mean, that's...
Hey, come on, man.
That's
Overwatch
shameful.
is great.
That's shameful.
Come on,
but I think that it's tough now, but just because, I mean, there's so many options for people to play, and they need to hook people immediately for this. Not everyone's going to be like, I see something here, but I'm frustrated, but I'm willing to learn. Like a lot of people hop in and be like, I don't immediately get this, so I'm out.
Yeah.
And I don't, to each their own. I don't have disrespect for that. There's so many things to play. There's so many things that you could play that don't cost $40.
Yeah.
That you can immediately hop into. And if your game time's limited, like, I get it.
Yeah. Like Overwatch, free to play. Gotta deal with that. All right, cool. Let's move on to closing questions from the audience. If you want to write into the show, I post a thread every Saturday calling for your submissions on our Patreon, so keep an eye out there. This is from Card Captor Corey. Hi guys, this question is for Jimmy. I'm a huge fan of your channel, Deck Ready. I left the PlayStation ecosystem after the frustration of not having a true handheld in its lineup and have been a Steam Deck hardcore user for the past 2 years. The Steam Deck works better for my life being a new dad than any other device. My question for you is, if Valve wants to be a bigger player in the home console space, do they need to have a bigger first-party presence than they already do? Does Valve need to look to acquire or start some new first-party studios, or is having a strong Steam ecosystem enough?
I mean, they kind of are like first-party right now. Like Deadlock, I saw has an insane amount of people playing it right now.
Yeah.
And I would prefer they make more games because the whole vision for Steam OS was for Gabe. Gabe was like envious of Nintendo. That's like the famous quote where he's like, I think it's awesome that Nintendo makes really good hardware to play their really good games, and we want to get there. And it's like, when you look at the Steam machine, I mean, their biggest games, Counter-Strike, Dota 2, those are the two online ones. Those are going to be terrible on the Steam machine unless you're using a keyboard and mouse. Like, you can use the controller, but you're at a huge disadvantage for both of those games, even with the trackpads. So, like, yeah, I'd love if they got back into making games. Like, Left 4 Dead 3 would be a no-brainer.
Team Fortress 3.
Yeah, Team Fortress 3. That's, like, heavily rumored, though, that they're doing something with Team Fortress. And then there's always Half-Life 3.
Yeah.
But I don't think they need to be buying up studios or anything, because, like, third-party games end up on Steam, and then that's, like, technically totally fine on Steam machine. And I also am not positive if they're trying to eat into the console ecosystem, like making a niche device that's on par with current gen. You know, like if they really wanted to aggressively steal people from Sony and or Nintendo, I mean, they'd subsidize the shit out of the Steam machine to make it like so good that you can't resist buying it. But like right now, it just seems like a cool thing for people who are invested in the Steam ecosystem to get an easier way to play their PC games on the TV.
Yeah.
So like, yeah. And knowing that Sony allegedly is like actually gonna, you know, make games for their console and not worry about PC anymore, I think you're in a good spot with like your Steam Deck and your PS5, right? Like you've got TV games and you've got handheld games, and then anything you want on both your Steam Deck and your Steam machine, you switch HDMIs and you're good. So like, I think there's room for both. I don't love the whole competitive angle. I see the competition between Valve and Xbox more than I do between Valve and Sony. Because like when you look at what all these games that Sony put on PC, no one bought them.
Yeah.
Like it was 1.5% of their revenue, including Helldivers 2, which sold gangbusters. So I'd bet it's below 1% of their revenue without Helldivers 2. It's like Valve's should focus on that audience more than the PlayStation audience, because the PlayStation audience has a PlayStation.
Yeah. What do you think, Dustin? Do you think Valve needs to get a little crazier and start getting studios?
No, I don't think so. I think Valve makes great games that have been legendary, but I feel like that Valve is so far long gone. And I just don't think that's the appeal of their devices. I mean, their devices is Steam as a platform, not like if there was, I guess there's PC exclusives, but I think there's probably enough of those that it's not something that Valve really even needs to do. I would love for them to make more games just simply because I love them. But I don't know if it's really necessary for them at this point. I did want to point out here for Jimmy is he was saying that the Steam Deck is his primary device because he's a new dad. Is that a thing for your channel? That isn't he? Yeah. You told me at one point you're like, my channel is for dads.
It totally is. There's so many dads. There's so many guys who are my dad's age. Like my reward to them for getting me to 100,000 subscribers was they get to see my Dodge Viper, which like I don't think anyone our age gives a shit about a 94 Dodge Viper, but there are guys in my comments with like Corvette logos, like the digital emblem of like a jean shorts Corvette polo dad, and they're like asking me detailed questions about the car. So like I know that a lot of them are older because they double space after periods, and I get a lot of emails. Like whenever anyone, instead of leaving a comment, someone will email me like, hello, hope you're having a great day. I just wanted to tell you I really enjoy your videos and my Steam Deck. Thank you. And then they'll have their signature at the bottom. So it's like, I love that. I think it's great because those are the nicest people. They're not assholes. Like they actually are some assholes. Like I said in a video that my form of cardio is a 10 incline for 30 minutes to an hour. Mm-hmm. And some guy said, that's like when I lived in Hawaii and I'd see people driving their Ferraris on the 40-mile-an-hour road and I'd just laugh. It's like making a joke like that walking on a treadmill when you can walk outside is dumb. And it's like,
but yeah, you're walking on an incline the whole time.
Hey, I'm walking on an incline and I live in fucking Michigan, dude. It's like 10 degrees out. I'm not going to go on a 3-mile walk. Like I'm not a fucking retard. So, like you get one person that's older that'll be like that, like, oh, I'm so much smarter. I see the world differently than everyone, but like,
All right. The 1-1 wrote and said, hello, summoners. Question to all, but especially to Dustin. What are your thoughts on the PSSR2 update for PS5 Pro? I know in the past Dustin was very unhappy by the results of the Pro, but this update might be what the console needed to be worth $750 asking price. I have been playing Resident Evil Requiem on the Pro, and it might be one of the best looking third-party games since Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. To others who haven't gotten the PS5 Pro yet, is it a good time to get one, especially with the delay of the PS6, or should these people wait to buy one till we see the results from the update to PSSR coming in March?
Yeah. So we talked about, Resident Evil being the first game to have the PSSR2 implementation. There is going to be an update, a system update that allows you to apply this new PSSR to any game that currently has the PSSR in it. So I'm very curious when that comes out. So I guess this question is it worth the $750 asking price now? No, but it never was.
Yeah.
Like the PS5 Pro is like so clearly a luxury gaming device. It was never a value device or like, oh, this is going to be worth the price, which if you care about performance and fidelity, then it may be worth it to you. I guess to bring up his point, because he's saying that I've been critical of the PS5 Pro. That's no secret to 100,000 people that watched my video about PS5 Pro being bad.
I mean, people responded well to that.
Yeah, dude. Well, it clearly resonated with people.
Yeah.
And
it resonated with me.
I think that the thing is just that even if PSSR 2 is much better, we still need stronger support, I think, overall. because we're still like, let me back up. For example, PSSR 2 wouldn't have fixed the issues with the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. It would have maybe made it look better, more crispy looking 4K from a upscaled resolution, but it wouldn't have fixed the fact that it was running at 50 FPS all the time, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to fix the fact that certain games, like for example, Code Vein 2, and then there's been numerous others too, are releasing without PS5 Pro support. So there are many factors outside of shimmering grass that, it's not just one singular issue with PS5 Pro. It's certainly a great step in the right direction. I'm very curious about how it's going to work on the older games, and I'm very much looking forward to that. I'm sure I'll make a video on it because that's, been a thing for my channel. But is it going to be worth the $750 asking price? It's tough. It's a tough sell. I think it's a tough sell even for people that have the money for it and do care about the improved resolutions because of those reasons I just listed. But
they also debuted it with one of the most optimized games ever, which I think, you can't really use Resident Evil looking so much better as like a blanket statement for the rest of the games. I agree with Dustin. We got to see how it runs with Unreal Engine 5 games. Like Silent Hill 2, Metal Gear Delta, Silent Hill F to some extent. Because that it's not going to have, I'm still dubious how the frame rate's going to get better, because one of the downsides to using FSR 4 over 3 is that there is a performance hit, and that's on GPUs that are built to use FSR 4, which the PS5 is definitely not. It's like RDNA 1, and you need RDNA 4 to natively use FSR 4. So there will be a performance hit if they're using mostly FSR 4, but they're saying it improves frame rate. So who knows?
Yeah. We're going to have to wait and see when this update comes out. I'm very excited about it.
All right. JP wrote and said, "Hey boys, Jimmy, as a fan of racing games, I'm curious if you have any experience with the game Art of Rally. It came out in 2020, but was recently added to the PS Plus catalog, and I've been enjoying it quite a bit. As the name implies, the aesthetic of the game is one of the unique features, and the clean, stylish, and simplistic design is complemented by competent driving mechanics. I imagine this would be a great Steam Deck game. The creator also has a new game coming out, Over the Hill, with the same art style, but as a multiplayer off-road racing game, or off-roading game. Could be a good one for the boys. Anyways, what's your history with rally racing games, and what's your favorite style of racing game? Thanks for all you do."
Okay, first question. Yes, I have played a lot of Art of Rally. It's awesome. There's a new game that's not on PS5 yet called Super Woden Rally Edge, and it's like so good. I think it is getting a port to PS5, but it's a sequel to Super Woden GP2, which is top-down Gran Turismo 4. So this one's rally version. It's the best rally game since Art of Rally. So if you like Art of Rally, you will love Super Woden Rally Edge. My favorite type of racing game is like early black box Need for Speed. So like Need for Speed Underground 2, Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005 is my favorite racing game ever. Need for Speed Carbon, like that era, and even Pro Street, really like that. Then it kind of fell off when it got into Undercover, and we just, like Need for Speed Heat is kind of lame. Unbound is pretty lame, even though I enjoyed playing it. That like arcade racer, open world racer, got replaced by the Forza Horizon Festival Racer, and I love Forza Horizon, but like everyone else doing festival racers, no one's really been on par with them, and EA put Need for Speed on ice, so that is kind of gone. I really like Tokyo Extreme Racer. I thought it was excellent on PC, but then Dustin pointed out
Metacritic score.
There's only one review on PlayStation 5, and I went and read it, and it's like a fundamental misunderstanding of what makes it great. So like I'll call the reviewer out. Damn. They missed the mark big time, and they screwed Dustin, which sucks. That's like one of the best racing games I've played in a long time, because like if you like cars, like if you're interested in cars and driving cars and not just like playing a racing video game, I think it's really a great example of one. But yeah, I really like Art of Rally. I'm so stoked for Over the Hill. I saw that on Instagram Reels. They were like showing it off, and I've had it on my wish list since. It's like really mechanics driven off-roading game. So like chill SnowRunner, and it's multiplayer.
Cool. All right. Malevolent Creek PTSD Run said, greetings, summoners. I've been enjoying Resident Evil Requiem for the past weekend, and the scares in this game make me wonder if there's any unorthodox game that stuck with you when it comes to horror. For me, personally, the lurker shark from the original Jak and Daxter installed in me as a child a lasting fear of water and the things that lurk in it to this day. Is there a similar game for you, gentlemen? So basically anything that scared the shit out of you in like a non-horror game, I guess.
Not really. When I play horror games, I just want to kill everything.
Right.
When I was really little, when I first got my PlayStation 1, one of the early games I had was Gex 3. And there's like, not Gex 3, Gex 2, sorry. And there are like horror levels in it. And it freaked me out when I was a kid a little bit. Mm-hmm. But, this reminded me. This is not really related. This is not the question, but I'm just going to say it anyway. My dad used to play a horror game on PC that scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. And I didn't even need to see it. The music just freaked me out.
What was it?
It was The 11th Hour.
Oh.
The 11th Hour. It's like a puzzle game.
Oh, that's like Seventh Guest?
Yes.
My dad had that too. I don't know why that was a dad game.
Dad game, yeah.
It was apparently a dad game. It's not unorthodox because it is a horror game, but I guess the way I was exposed to it was unorthodox because I would hear the music and I would see parts of it and I'm like it really freaked me out when I was a kid.
For me, dude, the Wall Masters in Zelda, they are the hands that come down from the ceiling and grab you. And if they grab you, they like pull you out of the dungeon. In the original Zelda, those used to scare the shit out of me when I was very little. And also, if you've played Mario 3 or Mario 64, there's always a level with a swimming fish that will gobble your ass up. Yeah. And anything in water, dude, like that, I don't like. Gotta stay away from those water.
The ocean.
Yeah, anything in those waters trying to eat you. But surprisingly, nothing in Subnautica like freaked me out too bad.
No.
Like there's some spooky stuff like the Leviathan and stuff, but
scary.
It's not cool game, dude.
Yeah, I love that game.
I'll definitely play 2 when it comes out. Multiplayer, baby. Be a good time. All right, dudes, we're done. We did it. We had some technical snafus, but we made it. Feels good, man.
I'm glad I kept this computer.
Yeah.
I'll keep it around.
Yeah.
For my biannual summon sign appearance.
Yeah, that's right. But Jimmy, thanks for joining us. Dustin, of course, thank you for joining me. I know you did double duty today.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
My voice hurts. Like I feel like I've talked too much and my jaw kind of hurts, which happens when I do double duty. But
get some throat coat.
Little throat coat. Oh.
Yeah, a little throat coat. Get some throat coat on there. Maddie's favorite.
We actually have that here because of Holly. Really? Her singing. She would always use throat coat before performances. So maybe I'll use some of Holly's throat coat this evening.
Right, yeah. Anything you guys want to promote? Final thoughts or anything before we go? Or should we skedaddle?
Let's just get out of here.
All right.
Yeah, I got to go be Leon.
Yeah, got to go be Leon.
As soon as possible.
Me too. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody, and listening. We appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Take care and goodbye. Summon Sign is a product of Last Stand Media and Collins Last Stand LLC and is proudly recorded in the USA. The show is written and hosted by me, Brad Ellis. The show is produced by Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. Summon Sign, along with the rest of Last Stand's media shows, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer level on Patreon, our highest tier, and we are grateful for your kind contribution and generosity to our independent endeavor. Thank you.